that explosion.
Beautiful.
Greetings, everybody. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are at. Welcome to the very first episode of the joint venture presented by myself, Decrepit, and with my co-host here, the legend, Mr. Captain Keeley. How you doing, Keeley?
G'day all.
Good to have you. Good to have you here, brother. Guys, just a heads up, tonight is going to be laid back, nice little chill stream. We're just dipping our feet in the water, getting used to how we're going to be setting up these shows. Definitely can check back on the next week, or the bi-weekly is when we're going to be doing these. So definitely the next time around when we have this, we're going to have a little bit more structure to it. But tonight, like I said, or the evening, morning, wherever you are, it's going to be a chill one for you guys. We're going to talk about some Star Wars stuff here and there, have a little bit of a chat, look at some videos. Should be a good time, man. But we have Mr. Narrow Dark. Good day by Narrow Dark. Welcome in, brother. Good to see you, man. Had a great stream the last week, was it? We did the 50 subscriber special for the channel. Really appreciated everybody that came out for that one, man. Really had a great time. Lots of laughs, lots of chat. It was great. Really had a good time. Can't emphasize that enough. Good to see you in here, Narrow Dark. Appreciate you, brother. And I did point out to Keeley before we started this, Narrow Dark did release a video like within the last 10 minutes, I believe. So we are going to dabble into that momentarily. We have a couple things, like I said, to go over tonight. A couple things that we want to definitely build on as segments in the future. And one thing, were you ready for the X thing right now, or did you want to jump into something else, Keeley? What do you think, brother?
Well, we might as well start off with something fun. So I guess why not laugh at some shills, I guess, and retards on X and Twitter.
Ooh, I would love that. Love that, my friend.
Truly peak tisms, as I said in chat. But yeah, I'll go presenter. Here's some of the funny ones I found. I'll get these ones up first. We'll start with the legendary J.I. Jacob, or fucking whatever his name is. Ooh, I see someone in chat. Hello, Darth Paws.
Darth Paws, shout out. Bounce, Darth Paws.
All right, this is we have Jacob. Here's an interesting tag from Jacob. All right. It's always weird to me when people say this because, of course, I'm always excited for a Star Wars project. I'm literally a Star Wars fan. Why wouldn't I be excited for something that will bring me back to a galaxy I love and inevitably create new fans of this series? And then, obviously, it's a reply to someone saying, aren't you literally excited about every single thing Star Wars, no matter what it is?
Oh, my God. Dude, that's a genuine question too. Are you literally excited about every single thing Star Wars, no matter what it is? That's the vibe he gives off. That's the genuine energy and the stuff that he puts out there. The X post that he puts out there that's literally all he offers you: pure excitement, pure toxic positivity, no matter what. He loves everything and every little thing with the Star Wars sticker slapped onto it. Jesus Christ. Is that a reply? He said at the bottom, being excited and being critical are two incredibly different.
Yeah, that's a reply.
Oh my gosh.
What is this?
Jesus
oh, yeah, I'm blocked by him too, so.
Oh, yeah. So that's right on.
Then you have another fellow shill from Colby Skeleton Crew.
With the hashtag Skeleton Crew.
Yep, hashtag
in the name. In the fucking name.
That's another shill. I believe, I'll have a look quickly if this one has blocked me yet. Nope, this one has not blocked me.
Is it going to be a different page or the same window?
I'm just having a look and see if there's anything.
Oh, my bad. Darth Paws said, I'm blocked by Jacob on over 10 accounts. Holy shit, Darth Paws. You have a multitude of alts in the holster. Very nice. I think I only have about one or two. Darrow Dark said Jacob's channel growth is truly amazing. Definitely organic YouTube.
Yeah, most definitely normal.
Nothing sketchy about that.
Here.
Yeah.
All right, here's another Jacob one, which I thought was pretty funny. All right, here we go. Sharing screen. Saying the rise of Skywalker doesn't take any risks makes zero sense when it brought back Palpatine, had Force-connected lightsaber duels, showed
What
how to
the
save a
fuck?
life using the Force, and more. Say what you will about the movie as a whole, but those are pretty wild swings.
What the fuck? Hold on. Scroll back up, please. Force connected lightsaber duels. What is that exactly? What does that mean? Oh, the force.
I don't
The force Skype bullshit that they were doing in the film. Ray
Yeah,
and
they're just like, oh, hey,
Kylo.
I'm contacting you from
Yeah,
Force.
they introduced that shit with. Wasn't it the fucking Last Jedi s- shit film that they introduced that force Skype call power or
Yeah,
whatever they want to
yeah,
call it?
where a fucking what's the fucking Kylo Ren or whatever the fuck his name is. He has no shirt on. He's just
Oh
standing
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, that shit.
That was to appease the almighty Raylos of the
I love the
Disney
bit where
fandom.
Ryan Johnson said it's the closest you'll get to a sex scene in Star Wars.
Oh my
That's an actual
god,
quote from
dude.
him too.
You said Ryan Johnson. Oh, that's perfect. I'm gonna pull something up on my end, but no, this is definitely, and this also has to do with J.I. Acob as well. If I can
Yeah, I'll
go,
delete that.
what's man,
Next,
navigating X on a desktop is very different, gentlemen. Okay,
most
here we
certainly
go.
is.
All right, all right, here we go. All right, let me see. Share screen. Jacob said he will likely reach 50K tonight. Oh yeah, if the credit card goes through, I
If
assume
the
so.
credit card payment goes through.
If that payment goes through, I assume so. All right, here we go. I have nothing to hide. Here's my EXO right here. If we can see this post, this has actually been getting a lot of traction for my X page in the last like 24 hours. Um, I quoted it as saying, "This fucking clown never ceases to post dumb shit on a regular basis." Just plain, just my regular little quips that I like to do. I am blocked by Jacob. I cannot at him in anything, but I can plenty post a screenshot of the dumb shit that he loves to post. And on August 18th, he said, I just discovered the clip of Ryan Johnson getting a vintage at toy, and my day has officially been made because I too never had one, despite wanting one as a child. Okay, this is clearly like a manufactured moment for this interview during these promo tours that they were doing for the Disney films currently or during the sequel releases. So this is manufactured, but J.I. Acob is a manufactured Disney shill, so kind of checks out. And then his tweet for that was still baffled as to how anyone could look at this man and think he ruined the franchise. Like the epitome of a Disney shill, ladies and gentlemen. The epitome. This is just
Out of,
fucking disgusting. Go
out
ahead,
of
Keelan.
everyone you could defend from the sequel trilogy and all that kind of stuff, fucking Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, like man, I'd be less offended if you said something nice about J.J. Abrams, man. Like Jesus
Fucking Ryan.
Christ. How can he
Oh,
afford all
God.
those subs? What's up, Grandmaster Chris? Welcome to the stream, man. Happy to have you in here tonight. What's up, SWA? What is up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. And then
Chris is
Grandmaster
blocked by
Chris,
Explained.
not blocked by Jacob, but I am blocked by Sexplained. Well, I'm definitely of the mindset, man, that some of these shills they like to keep tabs on some of their opposition, being some of us affiliated with the Gatekeepers Alliance. So that doesn't surprise me, man. I'm not blocked by Dyad in the Force podcast, Darth Chaco and the other dude that runs it with him. I ripped on those guys when I first hit X. I was talking all kinds of gang of shit to those dudes, and they were just still didn't block me. So, how's that Ryan Johnson trilogy? Exactly. Yeah, it's one of the many Disney canceled projects that they can't help but announcing them again and again and again. Yeah, man. Good to see you guys. Thank
They
you guys for
probably just
being here.
announce all those projects for investors to like go, oh, they're making new stuff. Let's invest, and then they don't do anything. It's Disney does that all the time, and so it's not surprising Lucasfilm does that as well.
Oh yeah, no, it's like a broken record. A lot of these higher up companies, man, they're so used to announcing these things just to generate the hype and generate ad revenue for trailer plays, even though they get ratioed to shit. It's the age old thing. However, negative traffic is still traffic at the end of the day for all of these videos and what have you in the content. Grandmaster Chris said, "We live rent free in their heads. Gaming companies are now apparently afraid of critical drinker." Oh, what do you mean by that? What does
Oh,
critical
so there was
drinker
a
have to do?
oh yeah, so there was a post made by some news thing or whatever saying that gaming companies are like scared of people, like scared of criticism from like YouTubers, and then they had one other guy, and then they had Critical Drinker for some reason. Even though his gaming stuff, his gaming channel doesn't really have much on it. He has a few critiques on The Last of Us and maybe a couple other things, but that's pretty
Yeah,
much it.
yeah. I don't
So
think
kind of funny.
I've never seen. Yeah, I've never. I didn't even know Drinker did gaming content. If he's more than willing to speak on it, then yeah, of course I'm ready to hear it. But
Oh yeah, Asmongold was the other one. I think Asmongold's retarded, but at least he's better than a few other
yeah,
executives.
Asmongold has some fucking. He has some weird takes. Yo, what's up, Squirt Reynolds? How's it going? Welcome in. And then SWA said the KOTOR remake is still coming, guys. Eclipse is still coming. 30 years later, it's officially canceled.
That's
What's
probably how it'll go.
what we say last stream with a favorite? They're one of their favorite phrases. It's delayed indefinitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Delayed indefinitely. I love that terminology.
I wonder where. All
They
right,
love
here's
to.
another Jacob one.
All right, go ahead. All right, there we go.
Desperately needs Star Wars to make tissues like they did for the Bad Batch and Acolyte, but this time for hashtag Skeleton Crew finale with SM33 on the package.
Is that the name of that droid?
Yeah, it's the name of this goober fucking droid or whatever it is.
Oh God. Yeah, that's one of those. That's one of the droids that they introduced in the Rogue One film. Man,
What else?
be careful scrolling on X.
Yeah. Oh, I need to be careful. I know all about.
Narrow dark.
Yeah,
Critical.
this is just.
Needless
You
to
think he's
say,
gonna be? Oh yeah, no, pretty much.
critical drinkers' opinions are just whatever the general consensus is. Yeah, that's what it kind of comes off as. He doesn't really have anything that's like a hot take that makes me go, "Wow, what an insightful thought." And then yeah, you need some help,
What do you think
SWA.
he needs the
I'm
tissues
just kidding.
for?
What
do you
are
think
the
he needs
tissues for? Oh,
Crying
dude.
or something else?
Well, by the looks of here, I'm gonna show it again. By the looks of it, he said this time for the Skeleton Crew finale with SM33 on the packet. So definitely that's like the same thing as shilling for Neil, like shilling for a droid. I've heard
It's like
people I've heard
what was
people
the
like losing their minds over the droid from
Outlaws?
the Solo movie,
That
like
thing.
that the feminist droid. Ugh.
MG.
That
Oh yeah,
was
she's part of the Millennium Falcon now, guys. That's completely canon. Apparently, that
yeah.
weird personality in the Falcon that C-3PO was talking about was some feminist libtard.
Yeah,
It's kind of funny now that I think about it.
the designated Millennium Falcon main computer.
Yeah.
It all connects to the Empire. It connects to Empire Strikes Back. God, man, this is perfect segue because, like I was just saying to Keely in the background that we were on a couple of the fellow YouTubers that we mingle with streams earlier this evening, and Darth Pause was live about like 30 minutes ago, and I was kind of like perusing, just kind of loitering in the chat. But man, dude, he had plenty of people in there this evening. Like, I don't know, I haven't caught Pause in a long time as far as like catching it live, but there was a lot of like Filoni defenders this evening in his chat, and as well as in the Star Wars Marvel purists. Shout out to Justin. He premiered one of his videos about Theory, and then of course the Theory faithfuls, they came to his defense. Like, dude, I don't know. I don't understand how, like, Theory loves to clap back at people, but like he's very particular who he claps back at. Like he lets his lackeys and his regular folk, his subscribers, attack you and come at you with all this nonsense, simping and defensiveness that they just can't stand to see people talking critically about one of their favorite boys on YouTube. And I'm like, dude, like it's just clear evidence that they don't pay attention to what someone says. They just are blindly following a hype train, and they're completely oblivious.
Yeah, there was the guy at the end. I forgot what his name was, but he was calling everyone chuds. He was having a fit.
Yeah. He was just having a little meltdown, little Star Wars meltdown in the chat. Nothing new. Definitely bullshit. Let me real quick. Keely, when we cover Jar Jar jargon.
I'll cover JJ plagiatisms when I feel like it. SWA.
Oh yeah, you got a little bit of a itch to scratch when it comes to that guy, huh?
I'm not a big fan of his. I think he's pretty bad.
Yeah. I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah.
The Andor Simps were yeah. That's thank you, Chris. They were really going at it, caping for Andor and Rogue One because like Theory, of course, he's the exemplary fan that he is. He can pick and choose what is good Star Wars from Disney and insists that Rogue One, Mandalorian season 1 and 2, and then he's called Andor and Bore, so don't believe it when he says he likes that show. He did not care for that show, but he'll throw it up there because it appeases the fans in his audience that love that show, and he doesn't want to lose those viewers. So definitely picking and choosing, cherry picking things from Disney. The fans that don't comprehend the discussion that's had basically on our front is saying that Disney, no matter what that Disney puts out, it's not true Star Wars. It is fake Star Wars. They love hearing that, and they like say, "Oh, you call everything fake Star Wars." But I'm here to tell you that Cassian Andor is not a true canon character. Jyn Arso is not a true character. Even the architect engineer that his name escapes me, but Mads Mikkelsen plays him. He's Jin's father in the movie. Galen Merrick, or I think that's his name. I could be wrong. Or no, Galen Merrick. That's fucking Starkiller. It's because I still have Force Unleashed.
I hate to another.
I know. I still have Force Unleashed fresh in my mind. That's why. Yeah, I have a hot take for you later. If we bring it up later, I have something to tell you that I think you might chuckle at. But there, Galen Urso or whatever. I like the or whatever. We can add that to an official one. And yes, Chris, all roads lead to Jake Skywalker. Yeah, like I'm just
that's another thing. It's like, what's the point of taking these things and valuing them when obviously the canon, like it's all meant to fit into the Disney canon, it's not meant to fit into anything else. So it just sucks.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's the point of trying to find enjoyment if you want to take that story and mold it into, say, the EU? You want to take what you want from that story and then rewrite it or whatever so it fits into the EU. Go ahead, be my guest. But if you're going to just go around saying, "Oh, this is good," and it's good because it's good or whatever,
yeah, like
kind of thing, it's
like the discussion,
really matter.
Like how you brought up the fact, like you would take I think you said the Purge troopers from Rogue One. How, like you said, oh, like take those motherfuckers.
Not the Purge troopers, the Death troopers. I think
or the Death troopers. Oh no, Purge troopers was from. See, man, I got. Oh, I was gonna say I got Force Unleashed still stuck in my head. Purge troopers are in Force Unleashed.
The Purge troopers from that are superior to the ones in the Disney Jedi Fallen Order games. They're just a lot more unique. They're just a reskin of the airborne clone troopers for their Fallen Order games, so they suck balls.
Yes.
The visor's kind of cool, but like it's just a repaint. It's nothing interesting. There's nothing trying to be like a new kind of creation or whatever. That's why the Death Troopers are slightly better, because they actually look like something you'd find prior to Disney. But
yeah.
they also hang out with the Inquisitors, so they're extra gay, as Narrow Dark puts it. Obviously, it's extra gay. I added that on.
Yeah. 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 You know what, man? If you don't mind, I could just bring it up right now. So I've been playing Force Unleashed, of course. I can't shut up the fuck up about it. But in my replay of it, I'm actually quite upset. And you've never like fully divulged, or you kind of alluded to it in our like private discussions, but on stream, what exactly is your main, or what problems do you have with the Force Unleashed?
My main problem with the Force Unleashed is how much it kind of. All right, I'll quickly explain something. One thing that I've always looked at, and I take things into value. There's two things I consider like that you need to have right or need to understand when making something new for Star Wars, whether it fits in the canon or not. So canon and lore continuity, and how much and what it does to the thematics of the original 6 films.
Of course.
The Force Unleashed obliterates that second part, completely does.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole point of Anakin's character is that he's tied to Palpatine. The reason he doesn't fight back, and you see in all the Disney comics, he's all fighting the Emperor every second week, that's all garbage. But the thing is, Darth Vader should be trapped under Palpatine's grasp. He should not try and rebel or anything. The only time he does, and the only time he should, is when he figures out his son's still alive. Because the whole point is he's kind of trapped to him because he believes he's the only one he has left. He believes Palpatine's the only person he has left because Palpatine was trying to be that father figure where he was lacking one in the prequels.
Yes.
And so there's that big piece of information because obviously, that's why he wouldn't rebel or anything. And there you go. The Force Unleashed takes a massive crap all over this and says, oh, here's this kid that he should have really killed. He's some Jedi's kid. He grabbed his lightsaber. You should have force-choked that cunt and threw him out the window. But no, he just lets him live or whatever for some fucking reason.
Right.
It's stupid. It's terrible. And I really hate people who defend it because it's like, can you not see this? Obviously, I don't hate it or whatever. I just hate the defenses for it. I just really hate it. It like pisses me off.
Narrow Dark
yes, exactly, Narrow Dark. It's the whole point of that kind of character dynamic between him and Palpatine. He's kind of trapped, and it's only Luke when he kind of gets that. And there you go. There's that whole connection between father and son. The whole thing George is trying to get across.
Yeah.
But no, we can throw that out because it's a fun game, guys. It's fun, and it doesn't mess with canon, but it messes with the story, and that's fine because it didn't mess with canon. Like that whole argument pisses me off.
Like I despise the Force Unleashed 2 only like one of the main things that I hate about it. One of the main things that I hate about it is the fact that like cloning a Force sensitive into like a multitude. Like I think towards the end of that game, you're on the Camino cloning facility again, and you're like fighting like dozens and dozens of like Star Killer clones when in reality, if you're following the light side ending, which is supposedly the quote unquote like true ending of the game for the first one, you play as a clone for the sequel. And it's just kind of the second one didn't really need to be made. The first one was kind of like you wrap it up at the end, and I was just like, okay, that's plenty, and like you don't need to do more of this. But yeah, upon my replaying of the game, I couldn't help it. Like I felt like you were in my head while I was playing it, and I was just like, "Oh, dude, I was
not enjoy this."
Because I think I want to say I'm not trying to label it that you said it, but when I heard the sentence, "Oh, it's just God of War with force powers and a lightsaber," that honestly just kind of annoyed me because I was just like, I was playing the damn thing, and I was like, man. I was like, I don't really want to admit it, but like, like the boss fights, how they end with like a button mash sequence and this is the overpowered like force push, and like it's just man, it's just kind of and like the ripping of the Death Star down from the atmosphere.
Not Death Star, Star Destroyer.
I mean Star Destroyer. I'm a fucking I'm a hashtag fake fan retard, all that. But it was just, it's very unrealistic, and the idea that this kid would like be so he doesn't even come across like he's fully embraced the dark side. You know what I mean? It feels like a survivor mentality. He's just kind of like, oh, like this this robot motherfucker let me live, so I better just play along. That's kind of the vibe he gives me. And
Yeah.
again, I said it in the last stream we did, the 50 subscriber special, that the one of the biggest things was like the formation of the Rebel Alliance and him being like one of the pivotal characters of
Yeah, that
that.
one's also really bad.
Yeah, that's
Much to say about that,
yeah,
but
that's
I'm not even going to go into it because it'll take me forever to explain how bad that is.
yeah, that's my main one. Like I don't know about you, but I've clung to the whole idea that when it comes to the Rebel Alliance forming. I don't know. I haven't read the full novelization of the original 77 Star Wars, but I do visit or revisit the radio drama, and you have like about like a good like 45 minutes to like an hour of content that is recorded for the like prologue of Star Wars, basically like everything leading up from Luke's explanation with his buddies and his infatuation with his best friend Biggs Darklighter and him wanting to leave Tatooine. And then you even have some stuff going on where you're getting a glimpse at uh, Leia being coerced by Imperial commanders and having to conform to imperial subjugation or sub what's the word? I can't, I'm fucking, like I said, I'm fucking retarded. So but she's forced to bend the knee to imperials, and her and Bale end up inviting an imperial commander over to Alderaan, to the royal palace that they have. And basically he ends up like figuring out that they have leaked information of the Death Star, and he ends up accidentally shooting himself. And then Leia's kind of starts getting, that's kind of the key point when Leia gets mixed into the dealings of like the Rebel Alliance. She was already sympathetic to the cause, you know what I mean? But that was like the pivotal point, like right before Star Wars officially starts with the Star Destroyer pulling up on the Tantive 4.
Yeah,
That's when Leia like gets mixed into the Rebel Alliance and officially becomes like a leader in the organization.
and that's another reason why Rogue One isn't particularly good. The ending's just it's kind of just like fan baiting. It's like, oh look Vader, oh look Tantive 4, oh look Princess Leia. You remember
Yeah,
Star
yeah.
Wars?
Remember Leia, remember Vader, remember? I remember.
I remember.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's definitely complete fan service. I agree with you. It it's really fucking bad. But yeah, man, the Force Unleashed is just it's a mess. And upon replaying it, I to be quite honest with you, I didn't really enjoy it this time around because of the the viewpoint that I have. But
Yeah.
it was released under LucasArts during the age of George, so I don't think it's entirely. That's one of the things that honestly, when it came out and I first played it, I was infatuated with it, but I was like, this is like a video game, and I didn't consider every video game to be like solid canon. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Uh,
SWA said CGI Tarkin. Yeah, it's really, really bad. The deep fake CGI characters are pretty horrendous.
they're pretty awful.
Yeah. I just remember, guys, people like Star Wars Theory cried when they saw the deep fake Luke Skywalker. Yeah. Luke deep fake soon to be Jake Skywalker.
Oh no!
But yeah, that's a
what's
good.
obnoxious about that whole like Luke Skywalker thing is the whole because the people are like, oh, it's the Luke we know and love, but it's really not, because the whole scene where he's like got the fucking little, what's his name, fucking Grongu or whatever the fuck his name is, little goblin ball creature,
Yeah,
whatever that,
the child,
baby Yoda. Yeah, that thing, the thing I wish got shot with that disintegrator gun or whatever the fuck Mando has.
Yeah.
But how he's like got him in front of like the chainmail and Yoda's lightsaber, which he shouldn't have because there's like tons of like things about all that. But yeah, he's got him in front of there, and then he starts telling him to choose between his attachment, which is obviously the Mandalorian, and the Jedi way. But that's completely in the reverse of what Luke Skywalker kind of learned at the end of the Return of the Jedi. You know, it's like it's the same Jake Skywalker, but people are like, oh no, this is the real Luke. He's doing the thing. He's building the new Jedi Order. It's like, no, it's the same shit, but people couldn't see through it because it's like, oh, I remember Luke. I love this Luke. He did the cool thing. He did the droids.
Yeah, it's I feel the same way about, like, freshly recently you replayed Battlefront 2 from EA, the newer Battlefront 2, the campaign with the special ops TIE fighter pilot that turns rebel. And
like 3 missions.
and like she turns in like less than 2 hours to the good side. But like the Luke Skywalker that you get in that game, like how do you feel that they did the Luke Skywalker for that little chunk that you see him in that campaign?
Me personally, like, it gets like they're kind of there, but they're kind of not. I think they just don't do enough to like differentiate. It's kind of just there. I don't think, because there was a disconnect, because obviously these dudes did not know what The Last Jedi was, because this was made before that. So I think it was in good faith, the Luke Skywalker. I don't think was meant to connect to The Last Jedi, because they weren't given anything. This was made before that. And so I will give them the good faith, the benefit of the doubt that they did not know, and they were just trying to do Luke based off what they thought with the limited time they had and limited resources, which the more you learn about the game and its production and the things that are involved, the more depressing it gets.
Right.
It's horrible. That's kind of my opinion on it.
Yeah, I just, the vibe that, or the feeling that Luke Skywalker gives is, it's pretty like close, to our Luke Skywalker. But yeah, what you see in Mandalorian and those 2 episodes of Boba Fett, or that it's 1 or 2 episodes of Boba Fett, you see Luke. It's just that's Skinwalker Luke for certain.
Yeah, it's all. I don't know how people cried over that. Fucking hell.
Yeah, no, it's because they see black robes, green lightsaber, familiar face, and they don't even take his
familiar face.
Yeah, familiar face, not the genuine face. They just see familiarity, and they want to cling.
Slightly like the thing from the movie.
Yeah, they want to cling to it really badly. Chris, Force Unleashed is my least favorite part of the old continuity, and it can be seen as a fun power fantasy, but it lacks the depth of other stories. Yeah, fully agree. The lack of depth is, it's very apparent what you want more, and you shouldn't.
It's kind of like the TCW kind of thing. It kind of damages other stories just by existing. It's in that tier of Star Wars. Like, it's how we did the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's in the bad. It's in the bad, certainly.
Oh yeah, the bad of Star Wars. I could not resist.
We just need to edit Starkiller just sitting up at the top somewhere. Just like poking his head around the corner.
Right.
Oh
god. I want Starkiller and Dash Rendar to be in Ahsoka season 2. Fake fan.
Oh god, that whole thing, that whole tangent theory went on. It's like, I want this character in here because this character's neat, but like, why?
You just want to, yeah, there's no explanation. You just want to see, you just want cameos like the Marvel universe. Yeah, Luke Starkiller, that was the original name for Luke, wasn't it? Like in the original like draft of Star Wars, it was Luke Starkiller.
I'm pretty certain it was.
Yeah, Starkiller was the original before George came out with the Skywalker name.
Then you get Revenge of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi, stuff like that changes.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. One of my buddies is a real bastard. He has one of the printed Revenge of the Jedi promo posters from back in the day, and he will not sell it to me.
He will not sell
unfortunately,
it to
you. He will not part with it. Unfortunately, he's a Star Wars nerd too, so I respect it. Why doesn't Palpatine order an assassination of Bail Organa if he knows he's a rebel leader? So, in the beginning of the, like I said, I haven't read the novelization of Star Wars. I believe we discussed that, and the novelization came out a year prior in 76. and but in the radio drama, there it doesn't like leak out that Bail Organa is affiliated with the Rebel Alliance. There, it doesn't get put out there, but uh, yeah, I think when Tarkin blows up Alderaan, that it's clearly like just like means to an end. Like we better safe than sorry. We lost Keeley. Uh-oh. But yeah, I don't feel that there was any general knowledge of Bail Organa being affiliated, or if there was suspicion due to spies or the missing Imperial commander that visited Alderaan, visited the royal palace, and then never returned. So that always could be a possibility. And he's back.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry about that.
yeah, no
I
worries.
I was trying to grab someone, move it over, and present it, but I accidentally pressed the little X button.
You got rid of
Deleted the whole
yourself. Got rid of yourself. Rip Killy. There we go.
committed die. Right.
He committed die. Rayside stole Keeley. Oh
Shut
God.
the fuck up. Shut up.
Just fuck off, pal. Uh, uh, I'm pretty sure originally Alderaan only secretly funded the rebellion, and the Empire only destroyed it to prove a point. Fuck. Like I like all I have to go off of is the radio drama from what I heard. And when you listen to it again, and Chris, I'm pretty sure you can find it easily on YouTube. That's where I got it. But when when Bale is speaking to Leia, he's basically saying like, oh, like, we're a pacifist society, kind of like Naboo, correlation. But yeah, he kind of said to Leia like, oh, like, are you sure you know what you're doing? I'm sure you know what you're doing. um like they definitely are sympathetic. They're definitely sympathetic to the cause, but I don't think that they fully like exposed or established Alderaan as having ties to it. Or if like, and like I said, I can only repeat what I've heard from the radio drama because that's the only extensive like pre Tatooine moments that I know from original Star Wars. So yeah, I'd have to do more research into that to officially know why.
Rip me. I died. Shame. I'm
Dantooine
back
is
though.
too remote to make an effective demonstration.
Rip me.
That's a good point. Good point. No, yeah, you're right, Chris. Yeah, Mandalore. Yeah, the whole. Yeah, Dave Filoni. He's great.
He's peak fire, bro.
Yeah.
He does the tisms and I like them.
Yeah.
His
Yes,
story,
they.
yes,
Yes, they
pretty
did.
much.
They did. Yeah, but yeah, that's a burning
Yeah,
question. I want to
it's
know
the
that now.
nine.
I would like to know if. I would like to know if the Emperor had spies or knowledge if Bail was affiliated, because like the Emperor knew definitely for a fact that Bail Organa was friends to the Jedi Knights. And we, man, I'm trying, might be like pulling on a small thread, but we did see Bail Organa like pull up to the Jedi Temple in Revenge of the Sith, and there was like soldiers that stopped him. I don't know if they knew his face. I don't know if these 501st troops knew who he was by name or face, but that always could be a possible leak that Bail Organa was. But he was still allowed to maintain his place in the Senate, in the Imperial Senate, when the Emperor took over officially. So yeah, it also could have been a part of the Emperor's game, and he knew what was up with Bale the whole time. He was just waiting for the Death Star to be completed to officially. Like I said, it could have all been a part of the plan. Palpatine is a master manipulator, so I could definitely see it. They knew he was on the Senate, but they just asked him to leave. Yeah,
Yeah, Appo
was
was
that?
like,
Go ahead.
yeah, Appo came up to him and was like, hey, you're Jimmy Smith's, right? You can't be here. Go away, pretty much. That's all he does. He just goes up to him, says "fuck off," then Lucas's son, Zet Lucas, I think, he comes out. He does the little thing. He hits him with the lightsaber. And
Yeah,
yeah, that happens, and then the kid fucking dies.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but I I don't think that. Yeah, because I think Bale was still a member of the Imperial Senate up until the disbanded until disbanded the Senate, and then it was strictly the Moffs and the governors of the planets that
Planets,
were
yeah, that ruled. Yeah.
reporting to Palpatine officially at that point.
Yeah, because that's what's given in the actual film. It's like the governors have direct power or whatever. That's what Tarkin tells everyone in the little board meeting. Then Mott's
Right.
kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. I always liked that character from the EU, the Admiral Motti, I think that's his name. I thought he was interesting.
Mm. Mm.
He's a bit younger than the rest of them in the room, which is another interesting detail. But yeah, the rest of them are pretty
Yeah.
older gentlemen, but he's a bit younger. Yeah, it's interesting
And
stuff.
fellas, like too, if we were gonna consider Force Unleashed canon, then a thing that would be canon breaking from that ending of the light side is that Bail Organa, alongside with former Jedi General Coda, they were all arrested by Vader and the Emperor, and at that point their identities were made known to the Emperor as being traitors and part of a rebel alliance, basically an alliance that was trying to go against the Empire. So if we were going off that, then after the events of the end of Force Unleashed, start the death of Starkiller, they would be marked as traitors. Like at that point, Bale would be marked as a traitor. He would be on the run. Leia would be in danger. The Empire would definitely take over Alderaan.
Yeah, guys, but it's canon because the novelization was slightly less absurd. It's all canon, guys. God, that game was garbage.
They did make a novel for the games. I haven't gotten into those books quite yet, but
yeah, it pretty much just repeats the same
listened
thing,
to
except the Force abilities are a bit toned down. I had a quick glimpse over, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to read any of this. This is just the same shit repackaged and slightly less bad.
Yeah,
but it's still the same shit.
Yeah, that's what I was
it's
gonna
just
say.
yeah,
Like several little cuts and excerpts that I've heard from the novelization of Force Unleashed definitely just sounds like a pure copy and paste. It doesn't even sound like
yeah,
too
they
much
literally just
of a
copy and pasted
deviation.
the vast majority of it. And it just said, fuck it,
Yeah,
we'll reduce
yeah.
the Force powers because people were complaining. It's like, all right. It's not changing
And then
anything.
like the whole thing with his pilot Juno Eclipse, and like people bitch about like the forced romance between Anakin and Padme. I felt like there was practically no chemistry between Juno and Starkiller, yet they fell in love somehow. So
yeah, that was also pretty
there's
bad.
that.
It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
I was like, it's like, oh, he's gone. Good. Yay. He killed himself. I'm happy now. Woo. All right, guys. Oh, wait, I'm gone. Wait, no, I'm back. Oh, he came back. Damn.
Okay, I apologize, everybody. I definitely accidentally hit the backspace and it kicked me out of my own stream. Man, hey, it's a good thing, guys. Like I said, this is the first episode, so technical difficulties and mishaps are allowed. SWA. I was trying to click on SWA. He's like, yeah, like we intend to do something and we end up doing another thing. SWA's he's like, I thought it was fine. I liked it.
I liked it.
Ha 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 ha. You want to laugh? You want to laugh at me, Nero? Fine, that's all right.
Whenever we bring him on stream next, we'll just constantly kick him off, like periodically. Just bye.
Yeah. Narrow Dark, you're invited to episode 2, brother. If you didn't get the memo. But speaking,
what kind of comparison is that? That's what are you trying to say here? That's like comparing like dog shit and like a pristine hamburger.
nice.
Like, come on. Hamburger's a little bit of an odd choice, but like pristine.
I mean, like yeah. Like as much as I agree with this statement, yeah, very
odd comparison.
Very odd. I like the novel more.
The novel's better because it's toned down, but it
So-
doesn't change the big problems. That's pretty much what I think anyway.
Yeah, so
It's just
maybe I'll
repackaged
give.
with-
Yeah, like I said, I only had like little clips and cuts of the novel, but maybe I'll give the book a chance to see if it deviates or if it expands some more things that I'd like to know answers for.
The Revan
But
novel is peak.
speaking of,
Lies.
I was talking to Star Wars Scran this morning. We were talking about novels because I picked up the Old Republic Alliance, or I believe, as funny as it sounds, I think that's called the Alliance or something like that. But it's an Old Republic
Diversity
novel,
Alliance?
and I don't know. Let me look. Do my Googles.
The Diversity Alliance. It's got blacks, it's got Asians, it's got Muslims, it's got Jews, it's got Indians, it's got white people. Actually, no, it can't have white people. It's got everyone but white people. Truly an alliance of all time.
Truly a diverse alliance of all time. Yeah, you're right on that one. So, and narrow dark. Oh, there we go. Narrow dark said, "Happy to jump on next time to chat." Yeah, man. Yeah. I was gonna hit you up in the DM, but you're here, so might as well just say.
Ignore Darth Paul's comment. The second one, but keep the first one.
Yep. I'm privy. I'm keeping an eye. But yeah, real quick. Speaking of our friend Narrow Dark. Real quick, guys, let's give a little bit of a highlight to a fellow creative. Today, actually within the last, I want to say,
I think a fellow retard would be a better description, but
fellow tard, Narrow Dark, fellow tard, Narrow Dark actually put out some content today, guys. So he has a video out.
That Narrow Dark guy's great.
Titled Star Wars Legacy Trust Issues Expanded Universe, and I'm assuming, of course, he's doing a little discussion about the Star Wars Legacy comic book. So real quick, I just wanted to give him a little bit of a highlight on the channel, on the stream. So let's just check out like a little bit of what Narrow Dark's talking about today.
By God, the Sith ruled the Empire, no longer constrained by the rule of two. The Sith are legion, yet the domination of the galaxy remains incomplete, opposed by the remnants of the Jedi and the Galactic Alliance, as well as the deposed Emperor Rowan Fell, who is in hiding on the planet Bastion.
That's what it was, Fell. Bastion. I was trying to find out the fucking name of the planet from that Emperor. Man, fuck.
I'm assuming that this guy, this Fell, is Marsha Fell. Suntar Fell or Suntir Fell? I don't know. There's a dude that I remember. He's like a pilot. Something Fell. I
don't want to divert anyone to misinformation because I have not finished Legacy, and so I don't know everything about it, but you guys are fucking...
Yes, Suntir Fell. Let's see. Does he have who's his relative? Yeah. Yeah, let's have a look for relatives. I'm assuming that they're related. Let's have a look.
Oh yeah, Fell's Imperial Knights, 2 Jedi and a bounty hunter, Cade Sky. Oh yeah, here. Are you? You said you're gonna pull that information up real quick. I'll just wait.
Yeah, he is. All right, yeah. There we go. It doesn't matter. I think it's correct.
He's related to Fell. Okay.
Descendant, yes. Distantly related. Watch Scran's new video after.
By an unlikely alliance between several of Fell's Imperial Knights, 2 Jedi, and a bounty hunter named Cade Skywalker. Eager to know more about this last surviving Skywalker, who has seemingly forsaken his Jedi heritage. Sith pursuing the matter. Great.
So no matter what, no matter if it's 50 years prior, 100 or 30 years prior, 100 years into the future, everybody wants a taste of that Skywalker Force, it seems. No matter what, man.
Skywalker. So that's probably what Fury thinks when he goes to bed. He's
torturing the
Jedi
that Cade Skywalker captured.
Oh, Theory dreams of Anakin Skywalker, you know, it's just like, Skywalker. He's like, you know, in that weird Canadian voice he has, just, you know, he's very happy when he sees Anakin on screen.
Yeah,
Just say.
Cade. Yeah, Cade's a badass motherfucker. I like Cade.
He's being tortured for information about Cade. Despite Cade being responsible for this Jedi's imprisonment, he does try to withstand the torture and not hand over any valuable information the Sith might want. But he can't handle it forever, and he eventually over the information that he knows about Cade and his friends. Darth Maladi is not sure why Crate would want Cade alive, but we know it's because Cade has the ability to heal people.
That's what I remember, because I did definitely not try to spoil it last time when we had Narrow Dark on with us, but I definitely remember Crate being afflicted with some sort of disease, or because I remember he was in stasis for quite some time. That's how he was able to live past from the prequel era all the way up till the time after Luke. So he said we need some Darth talent, and then it should invite me on to chat. Oh yeah, you know what, man? You know what? If Keeley doesn't give a shit,
I never give a shit about anything.
There we go. Good to know. Good lad. So Narrow Dark, check your XDM, check your DM, and then we can get it straight from the source's mouth. I definitely don't mind that.
But to shoot someone for all I care in Minecraft, and I would not care a bit. He could do anything. I can't care less.
Disclaimer: that would never happen. But yes,
yeah, obviously, if it did happen, it would be in Minecraft. God, wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Wrong one. I've been doing a bit of light reading.
All right, here we go. The lovely, the legend, Mr. Narrow Dark.
Hello.
What's up, brother? He's like, I can't stand you fuckers butchering my video.
Yeah, that's not even one video. It's terrible. I have to re-upload it.
Oh, dude, I love this. I get a kick out of some of the comic lore, man. This is great. But yeah, you can correct me. I'm wrong because I don't. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone in the chat or for you, for that matter, because you haven't finished. But where are you at with like the information on Crate? And
I mean, like, I already know about, like, well, just to spoil it, I know about him coming back. Like, he doesn't die. I already know, like, a lot of. I also read some of the, like, I have like a source book that I found.
Gotcha.
Campaign guide. So I've read a bunch about it. So, like, I already know the basic story.
Right. So was the virus that Crate was afflicted with, did it have something to do with the Yuzon Vong?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, basically he tried to use it. It was more like he wanted to extend his life to the point where, like, the Yuzon Vong stuff he was using started to, like, kill him.
Yes.
And now he's, like, trying to find a way with the Force to, like, heal him from that. And that's why he wants Cade Skywalker.
Oh, yeah. He wants his power. Yeah, and I remember, like, when...
I'm pretty sure Cade turns to the dark side for a while. Like, I'm pretty sure he joins them.
Yeah. So, like, the whole idea is the Jedi and the people that Cade are affiliated with, including Cade's mother. She's also part of the quote unquote, like, good side of their little band.
So, like,
and
these two are the ones who send Cade's mother after Cade in this.
Yeah.
But they don't know it's his mom, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Because she just leaves him. She doesn't, like, go to see him or anything. But I saw a thing. I got spoiled. I saw Cade kissing Darth Talon. So I was like, I guess, like, and he was wearing, like, the Sith
should have been me,
like,
yeah,
armor. So
yeah, like, well, if you don't know, I won't talk about it.
So I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure he's on the dark side, and I kind of already figured that was going to happen. Like I
Right.
had already thought, like, well, why would they make this hot Twi'lek, Darth Twi'lek, if they weren't going to give it, you know? I don't want to sound gross, but if they weren't going to give her to Cade, you know, and Cade's character is like, he
Yeah.
kind of seems like someone who would fall to the dark side. So I could see
He's
all of that
definitely
happening.
leaning more towards the darker side of the like the force spectrum because he's jaded, he's pissed off, he's annoyed, he's in hiding. He kind of like I believe at the start of it he doesn't really want anything to do with the Jedi
Yeah.
or anything having to do with force sensitives, even though he's a powerful force sensitive himself. Like he took up the trade of bounty hunting to kind of get away from all that shit. So
Yeah, and when he like uses the force to heal the princess, he taps into the dark side and he has like Sith eyes.
yeah,
And also he's on drugs, so it's like, yeah, he's probably a
yeah,
degenerate.
he's
So
an avid death stick user. Oh, that's what it was. He uses the drugs to null his connection to the force, to numb it. That's
yeah.
if I believe that's if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
I'm pretty sure like the next story arc right after this, it opens with him like high on death sticks.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of that's Cade's mother right here. This Morgan Cord, inactive for 20 years, good field agent in her day. Yeah, that's Cade's mother. And unbeknownst to the Imperials, that she is actually like trying to find him and get a hold of him. This motherfucker right here, bro, Antares Draco. This guy is a badass motherfucker. Both of these guys are these two Imperial Knights. These are some bad motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, I
Really,
like Rowan Fell as well, the Emperor.
yeah, like this is the new, like you see it right here, the Imperial logos and on everything, but this new age like Emperor, he's actually like like just like a kind of like comes across as just a regular like royal slash politician figure. He doesn't really have like a evil agenda per se.
Yeah, like there were some people complaining, like I just read some other people's opinions about Legacy, and it's like, oh, Crate being the Emperor and over like becoming the Emperor, it feels a little forced. But I kind of like this idea of two factions of the Empire fighting.
Yeah,
And they're like the Fells, they're force sensitive, they're trained in, I guess, the ways of the Jedi. There's a panel of the princess calling the Jedi like their cousins, so it's like they're kind of like the Jedi,
yeah,
but they're separate. Really like the Imperial Knights. They're white. Like this is like the cooler version of what the Inquisitors are. Force
yeah,
users in the Empire, like this is way cooler.
yeah. Our whole like spaz rant that we had on the previous stream. That was one of my favorite parts because then I saw it was you that came out with that Inquisitor video, and that was like I was like perfect. I'm like, we just talked about that. This was a perfect time
Yeah,
for you to make that.
I almost stole Keely's idea of like taking the Death Troopers and using
Yeah,
them, but I was like, well, the Purge Troopers are already like a thing associated with the Inquisitors, and like if they're not force sensitive, then it would make sense if they had like their own like stormtroopers, I guess.
right.
Like
No, yeah, I agree with you.
like a lot about Disney Star Wars, there's always like a tiny little sliver of a good idea, but then it's just buried in a bunch of like garbage writing.
Mm-hmm.
Or just
Like
garbage in general.
yeah, like the Inquisitors, the idea of that is kind of cool. And this might be like, heresy or something, but I've never really liked the idea of Darth Vader being the one to go out and kill all the like remaining Jedi. I was like,
Right.
he's got better things to do, I reckon.
I don't hate it, but like if you want to, I'd prefer instead of force sensitive, just get like how I said the Death Troopers to be hunting them. Like just have, like imagine this, right? You have a scene, you have a Jedi, he's like running on Coruscant, he's hiding. This fucking 7-foot Death Trooper comes out, grabs him. The Jedi ignites the lightsaber in his chest. The Death Trooper's head turns down and looks at him, and then breaks his neck. Because these new Death Troopers would be like part cybernetic, so these guys, it doesn't really matter what you do, they'll still go after you. they pretty much would be impervious to everything except lightsabers and maybe some high-powered blasters. Just terrifying things to deal with. And there you go. There's your Jedi hunters. No need for lightsabers or anything fancy.
Just really quick, like this Torlin guy. We don't need to get my video off the screen before I have a mental breakdown. But
I was just showing the photo. I was just showing the video, the photos while we were talking.
This is what I think a Sith acolyte should be. Like, he was trained in the ways of the Sith, but he wasn't like, he didn't have enough aptitude in the Force to actually be one. But he has like the demeanor and the personality and the mentality of a Sith. But he's just like a regular person.
He's just some asshole.
So I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know if you've seen like Legend of Korra or whatever, but there are like people in that. That's from like the last Airbender. But there are people in that who follow like the ways of the last, like the Airbenders and their nomadic like lifestyle, but they're not Airbenders. They're like nomads or whatever.
Yeah, they're just nomads.
Like that's the kind of a thing an acolyte would be, not like whatever the fuck was going on the Acolyte. I don't even know what that show is about. Like, I forgot.
I forgot.
Who was the Acolyte? I don't know. Was it?
It was the acolytes who met along the way.
I mean, I guess it would have been Khmer because Plagueis was there. I guess.
Don't bother asking. It never makes any sense. It's all dumb. It's all retarded.
Do not remind me.
Oh, I saw it. I did a little Google search about Revan casting, just to see what people were saying. Yeah, and I was like, Screen Rant did an article a few months ago where they were listing all these people who they thought could be Revan. And there were a few women on that list. So I was like, of course.
Wow.
It's like Star Wars Theory, man. He was on it. He knew what people were about. He's like, yeah, if Revan was a chick, wouldn't that be cool?
I was like, I'm pretty sure Canon Revan is a male.
The dude.
Yeah.
Apparently, I haven't played the game. Don't tell Darth Balls.
Darth Ball he's already at my fucking throat telling me you need to get KOTOR.
I've got the games. I've got both of them, and I've got like the online MMO as well, which I've played a bit of. But like,
the SWTOR.
I'm an adult. I got things to do. I can't play games all day.
Yeah,
oh man, I know. Like,
I got a job. Darth Ball wouldn't know anything about that.
We can't be dropping 50 bombs on Fort at this time. At this point in time, we're older than you, Darth Paws. Go back to Fortnite, little bro. Just sorry, man. But...
Oh yeah.
Marvel Rivals now.
I'm still stuck with the Sith test. Oh, with Master Uthar on Korriban.
Yeah, he was. Darth Ball says Fortnite is gay. There's a J.J. Abrams skin in Fortnite. Like,
someone needs to tell Jacob. Jacob would love that.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the biggest J.J. Abrams simp.
It's like part of the it's part of the. It's like one of their resources they have because it's not an available skin you can purchase. But I'm assuming you could probably mod it, I guess, onto the game, which is probably possible. But yeah, they went ahead and they made a J.J. Abrams skin for some Rise of Skywalker event. And by the way, that event was also canon, by the way, to the Disney Star Wars. So Fortnite's canon to Disney
I don't know
Star
if it
Wars.
was canon, but they did. Well, actually, it must have been because that was where the
message that was
the message.
That was put in there.
I put that in my Rise of Skywalker video. That was the message, and that's the only way you can get it is from Fortnite.
The fun is it's so absurd. It's like Fortnite is canon in the Star Wars universe because of this.
He had a different video. This is like the end of the video that.
Oh well, yeah, but I'm not playing. Yeah, that video by Scran is that's like 15 minutes long.
It's like 8 minutes. Oh yeah, it's like 10 minutes long, and it's like just not. It's like a whole thing is a joke.
No, yeah, I know about that one. I'm not here to just glaze Darth Paws, but I definitely wanted to just get this little quick one in here because.
What are the odds, though? I don't think Scran knew about the KOTOR thing before he made this video.
Yeah, I actually just found out about that today this evening actually when I got off work. I caught myself up on all the socials, opened X, Instagram, and what have you, and when I saw that, I was like, okay, time for them to fuck up something else. I'm ready.
Disney on their way to touch any part of this franchise that hasn't violated
Jesus
the
Christ.
Oh,
I had my fucking headphones all the way up, and that fucking
you just got
that just
got
bombed
ear
my
rape.
goddamn
Okay.
eardrums. Disney may be making a Knights of the Old Republic show. Oh yeah.
Honestly, they're probably so desperate to do it, they'd probably do it.
Right. Disney Lucasfilm. You relegated the expanded universe to Legends for creative freedom, and we are not interested in your broken continuity that cherry picks from and disrespects pre-established
Preach.
lore. Come up with your own ideas and make your own stuff. Use that creative freedom that you thought was worth destroying Star Wars for. In other words, change your tune or bounce. Disney Lucasfilm, leave the Knights of the Old Republic alone. And if you want a really good explanation as to why, make sure you head over to Darth Paus's channel, where he recently released a really good video on the topic. And as always, long live the expanded universe, and lang may your lums reach.
I like it. Quick, straight to the point, short. I like it. And there you go. Paul's got his plug. But yeah, man, the Scran touches on it and says, like, you know, they have this creative freedom, but you know, in order to express and exercise this creative freedom, you have to have creativity to begin with, and I don't
They
think
don't have that.
Yeah, that is impossible on the end of Disney when it comes to them owning the property that is Star Wars.
And they had, like I said, they had the opportunity to basically say, oh, this is an equal canon or that, and we'll try and like adapt those stories. They may not be perfect, they may not fit perfectly. We can do that. They didn't do that. The first thing they did was relegate it to like basically non-canon, pretty much. Just get it out of there. That's all they did. If they were considerate and understanding, what they would have done was literally just make it into another canon continuity and just keep it there alongside their new one. Or if they wanted to, they could adapt stuff from that. Maybe it's not completely faithful to the stuff, but of course that's never going to be. That's just how adaptations work. But they don't even do that. They went ahead, got rid of it, and I think it was purely ideological. And I think obviously you have people saying it was because of the like the things that the royalties that have to pay. Of course, that's there too. But why couldn't they just have it as a separate continuity, even if they didn't want to pull from it?
I don't think they would have to pay any royalties, like unless they were still publishing the novels. But even if they're doing the Legends banner stuff, so wouldn't the writers still be getting royalties from that?
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's
I think that's why I say it was probably ideological more than anything. Destroy all the old, throw it away.
It was more, it was more like it's why they still like focus so much on their stuff and put so much money into their stuff. It's like we're making Star Wars now, and we want it to be about our stuff, and all that old stuff. We got to get rid of that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Once they have the slate clean and they just put everything from the EU onto their Legends back burner, and they can make these claims that there are no women in Star Wars because, like, oh, they look at their Star Wars point as like the beginning of their canon, and they're just like, where's all the women? Oh, we'll give it to you. And
exactly.
They can twist and conform history once they started their version of history, you know, as a tale as old as time for all of the world. So
philosophy of time with Decrepit right there.
Yeah. We'll light it up though real quick. Darth Paws is saying, what is the panel's top 5 EU games, books, comics, everything? So I'll say no particular order and no particular medium, but definitely the Revenge of the Sith novel is up there. I definitely would put the multimedia Clone Wars is up there. I love that. That's definitely my top 5.
I'm kind of the Republic comics is where I usually go with that kind of stuff. That's my personal favorite.
That's good.
I'm not big on Travis's stuff really. bit iffy on that. But yeah, that's kind of my opinion. I'm not a big fan, but I really like the Republic comics. That's what I had growing up. That was the shit I liked. It was good. I liked it. I thought it was really neat.
Ooh, the Imperial or the Republic / Imperial Commando novels. Those are nice, even though they didn't get the proper conclusion that I was hoping they would. I think they had about like 1 or 2 more books into that series, and then it just got canceled. And then a game, of course, I love the. I think it was brought up with one of you guys on the last stream. It was Scran, but the Rogue Squadron Rebel Strike video games. Those are up there. I definitely love those a lot. And for a comic book, I'd probably have to say, Boba Fett has this one shot comic book. One shot being it's a standalone comic of a single issue, and it's called Boba Fett Overkill, and it's such an immaculate display of the characterization of Boba Fett that we all know and love, our original trilogy era Boba Fett. And that's definitely one that I want to recommend to everyone in the stream tonight, everyone in the chat, everyone in the replay. If you guys have the chance, look up Boba Fett Overkill. That is a pleasant read, and you guys will not be disappointed. But what about what else, Keely? What else are you throwing
If I
up
had to
there?
go games, like I have not played KOTOR, but from what I've heard and from just the amount of stuff I've consumed with people referring to it and talking about it, I'd probably say that'd probably be the highest if I ended up playing it. But as far as games I've played, Republic Commando is probably my personal favorite.
Ooh.
I just thought it was neat.
It's funny you mentioned that. I started my new playthrough of Republic Commando like 3 nights ago. So
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about that game is how fucking annoying those B2 super battle droids are. Like, these things got like one-shotted by the fucking gunships in Geonosis, but they take like how many mag dumps to kill in this game?
I think about like 3 or 4.
It's fucking insane. These fuckers are tanky.
It's ridiculous. No, Republic Commando is amazing.
It's peak fire, bro.
Yeah, and like the talk of KOTOR is definitely floating around in the fandom right now. But KOTOR one, I said it in Paus's chat. He acknowledged it when I brought it up. I said KOTOR 1, when you play it for the first time and given the direction the story goes, it's such an amazing, like, I don't want to say what it is, but for those who haven't played it, but yeah, it's an amazing experience for when you're a first timer. Replaying KOTOR 1 is enjoyable if you want to go the other route, whether it be the dark side or light side alternate path. But for me, KOTOR 2, the Sith Lords, there's so many different more extra and different possibilities when it comes to the path that you take, whether it be as a male or a female dark side or light side force user. And the companions are really expanded upon, even more so what you get in the first installment. KOTOR 2 has a just jam-packed script full of immense, deep, and philosophical dialogue, especially from the highlighted character of the game, Darth Treya, aka Kreia. It's just, yeah, that's a no-brainer. If you guys were exposed to it, then you already know this. I'm not telling you anything new, but yeah, KOTOR 2 would be would be up there as well.
Yeah, but why talk about that when we have the possibility of Jude Law having his own spin-off, like 3 of them apparently. Look at this.
Did they allude to that or something?
Oh, just have a look at the little X thing I thought of. Apparently this person wants 3 spin-offs, his own movie trilogy.
Yeah, he's probably gonna die. Like, I watched some people react to it, so I, like, instead of watching the show, I just watched someone else's reaction to it to see what was happening. And he's like the bad guy, so I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna fucking die. Like, he's gonna get killed in the finale, I reckon.
It's so I know that nobody here is really watching the show, but from the chatter that's been spread around, is this guy supposed to be like a force sensitive or something?
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if he's like from Order 66 or he's just a guy with the Force.
They
But
wouldn't
like
be
he
surprised.
does use the Force, and they find a lightsaber in some place. Like I don't know where they were, but
What?
now they've gotten back to the kid's homeworld, and he's there, and it's like an old Republic mint is the planet, and there's like over 1,000 like vaults of gold or whatever the fuck Republic credits they were using,
Yeah.
and like that, and he's like a bad guy, and he's threatening to kill the kid's parents with the saber and shit, and he killed the robot. Actually, he killed that robot.
Oh, the one that other person was simping over.
When Jacob was like, I need tissues with the robot so I could jerk off to my wife's boyfriend or whatever. Like, yeah. Yeah, it was so annoying. Those kids were so annoying because I watched and it's like the girl, Fern, was like, she's the captain. And then he challenges her to a fight. And obviously he wins because he's an adult.
Right.
And then she challenges him again. And like the robot's the one who's like facilitating this. It's like the robot's the one flying and shit. So it's like they need him. So it's like back and forth. And then he just like fucking kills the robot. I'm like, thank God. Get rid of this fucking thing. And now he's like a bad guy. And I'm like, Jude Laura's a bad guy. Nice. At least he isn't some fucking cool guy, some cool good guy. Fuck that.
Oh God, man. Sounds abysmal.
It's fucking boring as fuck, and the parents are gay as fuck. Like
parents are gay.
There's lesbians, there's little cuck father, little black cuck father.
Spaced lesbians.
Little soy
He's got
boy
glasses on, even though George said glasses shouldn't be in Star Wars because we're trying to make it some thing you can escape to, you know? Escapism.
Yeah,
but
like,
what's that? What's that worth anymore?
Based on what I've seen of the show, I can't understand how anyone is like really having a good time with it. It seems so boring.
But it's fun. Man. It's fun. It's Goonies. It's oh God.
Well, okay. So thank you. Theory was live earlier. I don't know if he's still live right now, but he was of course live with Stupendous Wave and what is that guy? Dash Star, is that his name?
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with him too much, but anyway, he was talking about it, and then like somebody sent in a $50 super chat asking his opinion on Skeleton Crew, and then that same person followed up with a $100 super chat, so $150 to get the opinion of the great Star Wars Theory on the Skeleton Crew show, and Skeleton Crew, and Star Wars.
That's sad.
And Star Wars, yeah, be that as it may, that's the only way he would acknowledge that question, even though he's been telling everybody exactly how he felt about it. Yeah, he used the words, it's warm, fuzzy, fun, and then he just diluted it all by saying, it's for kids, bro. Like, and like, it's just like, God, like, but he still watches it, and now like after saying he was all excited after the first like 2-3 episodes, and now it's getting lukewarm, and now he's getting into that phase where like, oh, it's whatever, it's boring, you know, typical theory-tisms that he's
actually gotten even worse because like he was saying like, oh, it's because he misread some quote saying it was super successful and even more successful than the Acolyte.
Did he believe it?
Well, no, he just misread the quote. So he just thought that's what it was saying, but it wasn't. But anyway, like he was saying, like, yeah, it's great. Everyone's loving it. And there's no Jedi. There's nothing at Star Wars about it. There's no lightsabers or anything. And then it's like this guy, Jude Law, is like swinging around a lightsaber. I'm like, what does he think? He probably fucking coming in his pants when he saw that shit. And now he's blaming the Acolyte for the low views of this show as if like he's saying like, that's what happened with Solo. The Last Jedi came out, and no one watched Solo. And now the Acolyte came out. Now no one's gonna watch Skeleton Crew. Like, no one wants to watch a fucking little dumb kid show.
But he genuinely correlated the failure of Skeleton Crew due to the reaction and the way Acolyte performed.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it would have failed regardless of how good or bad the Acolyte was.
And when I say genuinely correlate, obviously I don't think Theory has the what's the word?
He probably couldn't even spell correlate, but
yeah, he'd probably yeah.
I feel like a lot of his opinions about how like successful something is or how business is done or how productions are done. Like he just doesn't understand what he's talking about. So he sounds like an idiot.
No, yeah, dude. That's why he's doing these milk warm stream or milk toast lame streams with two people that he barely even knows anything about or has any kind of like chemistry with them. It's kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
their stream Phil, it's so weird, man.
Yeah, I was sitting in through it, and me being who I am, I hop in the chat for Theory when I catch him live, and I'll just wait for him to say something, and I'll just like type a little like my little 2 cents in the chat for just to get lost in the swarm. But you can leave it to the great Theory defenders in his chat and plenty of the people that look for toxicity to call out if they dare attack their precious Mr. Theory. I was actually called a shill for the Gatekeepers Alliance today by one of his channel members, and I was trying to ask and press the issue because I was like, oh, so you know about the Gatekeepers Alliance? And he was like, yeah, motherfucker, like, but we don't pay you no mind because you guys all just shill. And I was like, I don't think you know what the word shill really means, bro. Like, I'm like, I don't think you understand the terminology you're trying to throw back at me. That's what we use for you, like that we use that word for you, and it doesn't correlate.
Yeah.
It doesn't exchange the other way around.
Very liberal of them to try and use your own insults, and like
Yeah.
it just doesn't work like that. Sorry, dude.
Yeah.
That's our word.
Yeah, and like multiple people saying like, "Oh, why is he being hateful? Why is he being so toxic?" And then the guy said, "Oh, like he reiterated like, oh, he's a Gatekeepers Alliance shill." And I was like, clearly these fuckers know. These fuckers know they're just being they choose to be oblivious to
Something I don't like is when you're making fun of someone and then everyone's like, "Why are you being so hateful? Why do you hate them? Why are you so angry?" And it's like, you know how like
that's
upbeat
fucking...
and like fun I can be just by making fun of someone. Like I don't have to hate them.
Oh no, yeah, you make a day out of it. Have
Like
a
you
I
make
don't
my
hate.
life
I don't
fucking
hate Theory.
miserable.
Yeah, like I'm having a fine old day. Like I'm like having a great time. You know, like it's just weird. It's just like a weird like coping thing. Like you're being so angry. Stop being so angry.
Yeah, it's quite a weird defense mechanism that they try to put up that shield, and it doesn't really quite. It's not that effective. Minus 200 defense points.
Oh yeah. Also, I was gonna say like ultimate tirade. Nice.
What do you think?
I mean, I reckon pretty good.
Or unlimited tirade. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What the hell did I'm? Look, I might be dyslexic like Star Wars Theory.
Yeah.
No, you're just retarded, but we already knew that.
I
It's
mean,
all good.
same thing.
So
I
Yeah,
guess
man.
I guess they're calling their stream like the rule of 3.
Oh my god. Yeah, I saw that. Definitely. What he did, the original Rule of 2 show was the show he did with that guy. I think was named Mark from Collider. It was like the Rule of 2 show that he did. That's the same show he got. It's the same show that he got the Sam Witwer interview on.
Was that after Josh left?
No, this was before. This is before he ever thought about doing Nerd Theory. This was
this is some old lore I don't even know about.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, like I used to be. I was a fan back in the original like early days of his channel.
I used to watch his like what if stuff all the time.
Yeah, the what if stuff on. Yeah, I'll own it, dude. Like I have nothing to hide. I don't care. But like all opinions and views of certain things change as time progresses, and some people don't age gracefully in the eyes of the public, and some people witness a downfall as well. So
Paul says he used to be a huge fan until Ahsoka. Like a fan of Theory or a fan of Disney Star Wars?
I think it's just yeah. I don't know. He might have been a fan. It depends. He's said a couple times, but I think after Ahsoka, it's just like it just destroyed his like view of things. It's just like yeah. Like I know he used to be like an avid TCW Rebels enjoyer, or TCW enjoyer at least. But I know
Yeah.
so many of them that broke after that. Like that show just destroyed everything for them.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
was
you know,
excited for Ahsoka. Like that's how long I was like holding out hope that Star Wars Disney would be good.
You
Like I
retard.
saw like the guy who plays
I was done in
Balin. I was a big
2017.
fan of him, so I was like,
Clown.
I mean, like I was one of those people who were like, let's forget the movies, let's go to Disney Plus. And I was like coping, like I was like coping so hard for a while.
Narrow Dark is retarded. We knew this
Yeah,
information already.
yeah, man, like it's just I saw early on too, like once Force Awakens came out, and I hated it, and I just didn't, I wanted no part of it. And when I saw a theory coming out and just like kind of defending it and saying like, oh, I like this, and he doing the theory videos like he does, he just went off on like the potentials of Snoke, Finn, who is Ray, and like all that jazz, man. And I just was like, dude, I'm like, this isn't the direction you should be going. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then the arrogance kind of started to peek through in the live streams. He started doing the live. I think that's what killed him, honestly, for me too, was like his live streams, and like you getting a lot more exposure to the personal opinions and how he breaks down and responds to criticism and things like that of that nature. And it definitely turned me off quite early. So like I said, like I still kept tabs on it, and I watched some of the content because, you know, I wasn't privy to too many Star Wars fandoms that weren't completely beyond into the Disney realm. But at the same time, I just tried to keep up with certain things, even though I didn't like it. It was annoying. What did see it? All those Game of Thrones channels found out the hard way what happened when you build your channel around theories. Yeah.
I mean,
Just go to the
I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of this is where I start fucking ranting about Game of Thrones, but
Oh
like,
God, here we go.
the show is really different from the books, like from the beginning. So like a lot of what happens in the show, I'm like, I don't even give a fuck. Like that has nothing to do with the books. So,
Yeah.
But I would say like a lot of those Game of Thrones channels, they are fucking shills for HBO. Like
Yes.
when George R.R. Martin comes out and says, "Oh, I didn't like how they adapted my book," they will say, "Hey George, shut the fuck up. You know, this is our thing." And it's like, well, you fucking traitors. You fucking fake fucks.
How many times do we have to tell you, old man?
How many fucking shills do I have to fucking 2 different Georges that I have to defend from these freaks? George Lucas and
One
George
is less retarded. At least one of the Georges finished his stuff and fucked off. You know.
When's that book I'm not in the business of dissing George R.R. Martin like that. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. When's your book coming out, George? All right, I'll leave him alone because now
I'd throw a rotten tomato at him.
Doesn't he have like retarded politics as well? I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I kind of
every celebrity has
separate
retarded
that.
politics.
I mean, he's just like your average hippie. Like I think he was like a conscientious objector to the Vietnam War. I mean,
so
Martin
like
and Tolkien, they're like
sense.
completely different. So I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh God. Narrow Dark likes the
George-
last season.
George Lucas, I wouldn't say he sold out, but big mistake selling to Disney.
Dude, you know, it's hard to accept the selling of Star Wars, you know, like that is where a lot of the you know, you could argue before that in Clone Wars that's where problems started, but the biggest problem in the grand scheme was definitely him deciding to part ways with the company, you know, and that's a lot of different variables like we've covered and discussed. That George getting up there in age, you know what I mean, there's a point when you just kind of like raise your hands and you're just like, okay, I think I'm through with this chapter in my life, time to go on to different things. Like he was on record saying that he was making other films, but it would be films that he could enjoy with like a select group of friends, probably like the Spielbergs and Francis Ford Coppola, some of his director buddies, like little small stuff for them to kind of just like trade and like enjoy in their own small circles. Like George wanted to. No, you're good. No, you're good. I'm gonna let you go next. But George just, I think, reached a point where he closed the chapter on wanting to continue for him to be like the steering of the Star Wars ship. And at that point, like, are you just gonna, it's a hard decision, and it's a hard way to break it down, man. It's difficult for me to even accept it that he did it.
Do you think George kind of like the reason he sold it was because there was pretty much Lucasfilm at that point in time? There was a lot of leaders leaving, a lot of people moving around. It wasn't particularly great at Lucasfilm at that point in time. Like the whole, especially in the gaming side, the people were leaving constantly, new directors and all that moving around. It was some big headaches in the like.
It was probably just too much for him to like want to deal with. But I do think, like Paws is saying, he should have just handed it off to someone else instead of selling it to a big company or big studio.
But the thing is, with all those people moving around, right, who's he going to give it to? And obviously, he knows he's seen Dave and all that, and like, God forbid he gave it to Dave. But like, I don't think
he practically did. He practically did.
Yeah, he might as well have.
You might as well have, pretty much.
That's basically what he did with Clone Wars.
Pretty much. Yeah, he gave it to Dave at the end of the day,
And now Dave is the executive creative director. Like, geez.
Pause. I hear you. Pause, Mr. Luceno, the author. But that's a whole like different ball game when we're talking about an author and his point of view for like a franchise.
Yeah, like Timothy Zahn, he's doing his own thing with the Thrawn trilogy and the duology, and then like he probably doesn't see Star Wars the same way other people are doing it, like the other writers and stuff. So you can't really like hand it off to one
need like a
writer.
Leader. That's
a cabal. You need like a cabal of talented people.
Yes,
which Disney are incapable of employing.
Oh yeah, dude. Like, go ahead, Killy.
Oh, it's like you think about it, it's like there's not really many options that George really had, like, to pick and choose. Because obviously you have certain people that like have leadership qualities, but the thing is that kind of position requires someone who has immense creativity, who has immense restraint and all these different things, leadership, like a clear goal setting, all these different things. I don't think any of those existed at Lucasfilm at that point in time. I don't think there was anyone there that really would have been there to actually do that. I just don't think there was. I don't think there would have been a proper leader. Like even Luceno, sure, he might understand the entire EU or he might know a lot of things, but that's not a leader. You need someone who's good in all these different departments, including business. You have to take all that into account. There's all these different things. I don't think that person was there at Lucasfilm at that point in time. And so George was just like, we'll just sell to a bigger company, which I know that sounds like
I think shit. That is why he sold it, because there wasn't anyone there. And you really need someone at the top to be able to like delegate tasks to other people. So you don't really need to know everything or have a hand in everything, because that's not what CEOs do. They have other people like Lonnie being the executive creative director. Like he's there, so Kathleen Kennedy doesn't have to do everything.
Yeah, he's the guy doing all that shit.
He's the guy, no matter what theory says.
He's not going to.
What happened to Rick McCallum?
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, that guy. That was one person. He was the dude that was like with George a lot in the Phantom Menace, right?
Hold on, real quick, because
let me have
Rick McCallum is like one of those guys that I don't know what exactly happened to him, but Rick McCallum, he was George's like right-hand man producer for the films. He was there for the original Star Wars. He was there for all the prequels. And like I said, basically the right-hand man over at Skywalker Sound and Skywalker Ranch. And I don't know, I don't know exactly what happened to every single old Lucasfilm cast and employee and director and producers, but I know for a fact that along with Nick Gillard, this guy was definitely in the know-how of what Star Wars was and how to create Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, it seems he worked at Lucasfilm for a while. He did a lot of the Young Indie Adventures, Indiana Jones stuff.
Yes, he did.
So he was working in Lucasfilm, probably in the same capacity as like Kathleen Kennedy. Similar, like you could have handed it over to him.
Yeah,
maybe. Like,
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was, or yeah, I don't know why I'm blank. He was there for every one of the original 6 films.
He also left in 2012, so obviously he didn't want to work for Disney. Which
yeah, I like.
You know what?
There's people
Yeah,
there's people that left willingly because they didn't want to be a part of what was coming. There's guys that saw the writing on the wall and they just they bounced. They got out of there because
my favorite thing is there was like a few TCW writers, because there's a few interviews with them. You can see they're obviously not particularly happy with Filoni. And so the whole thought of Filoni getting more power when Disney was taken over, they fucked off. They were gone. they went. I forgot who they were.
It was like the changing of the guard, basically. When I'm pretty sure there's a lot of folks that when they saw Filoni in the direction it was going to go under him, they were just like, okay, like, we had our time, we're done. Which it's a shame because there's definitely a nice majority of the fan base that probably would still have loved for these people to stick around and try to at least give us a little bit of a fight.
But I think once Kathleen Kennedy was put in charge, it was like she's gonna put everyone that follows her idea of where it should go into certain positions, and a lot of the other people who aren't getting those jobs just gonna leave.
Man, dude, yeah,
I'll be like Timothy Zahn and start chilling.
Like, fuck. Hold on.
Join Planet Fitness and save $28.
Sorry.
Just $1 down, $15 a month.
It doesn't let me mute these ads on this on this Google extension.
If your credit score starts with a 4, 5, 6, or even a 7, you need to listen closely to this video. This could be.
And real quick, like this guy was he was all over the behind the scenes footage, like giving explanations for background production, story direction. Like this guy was all over it, man.
To make
absolutely, yeah. I mean, joy to make, but I'm very happy, and I think he's also genuinely really pleased by what we were able to accomplish.
I'm assuming, but when I look at the film last night, one of the things I thought of is here's people who thought of what they wanted to do and then did it. Did you do
what we were going to do? So it's quantity, and it's interesting to be able to start something this big and not really know how you're going to achieve it. But we had such a great group of people, and both George and I had such faith in the various companies that were involved in making.
Man, the terminology, they had faith. They had faith in what they were doing. You never hear that anymore. Yeah,
because faith is a religious term, and religion is not good in Hollywood, except for a specific one, but we'll not talk about that. that's for Darth Paul's to shitpost in the comments.
Like Industrial Light Magic and Skywalker Sound. It was more quite a management, just relentless amount of time and a relentless amount of people over a 4.5-year period. That was the hardest thing to manage, to keep that enthusiasm going. But genuinely, it was probably, well, it was the best experience of my life, and it was so much fun because every day you arrive at work and you have no idea where George comes up with his stuff, and it's electric, and I think everybody felt that. But we're genuinely very, very, very pleased. We had a dream, we had a vision, we had an idea that
we had a plan. Fuck.
we put effort into making this movie, guys. We did plan it. Yeah. We did the things that you should do.
There's obvious passion.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Where did this go?
Challenged everybody. I mean, as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. Let's approach.
Did you like it?
Did you like it? Very much so. Let's approach two groups of people. One is the Star Wars fans who line up no matter what and are already lining up, because it's probably the biggest movie opening in my lifetime. Address them, and what do you want to tell them?
See it many, many times. There will always be something there for you each time you see it. But I think have faith. There's so much rumors and so much junk going out on the internet and all flying all over the place, but you will love it. It's fantastic.
Oh my God. Dude. This is if you guys, you're not angry enough. You're not angry enough.
I'm always angry. And probably Narrow Dark is too.
I'll get off.
I'm feeling pretty. I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, man. But yeah, having a plan is always a good idea. We had they had, man, dude.
Like, just think about this, right? You're a multi-million-dollar business and you go into something without a plan. Are you like setting up to die as a business? That's why I think it's like they just didn't care. It was basically the intent was to destroy the franchise essentially.
No, and the intent was them thinking it was going to be a cruise down easy street and just
Yeah, they thought it would be
print
easy.
money.
They could just do whatever they wanted and get all the success. But
Yeah.
like, you actually have to put some effort and have passion and care and like talent.
Yeah, dude, Star Wars is so in depth with everything that's involved with it, from the music to the choreography to the plot to the existing characterizations and personalities of the figures in the story. Like there's so many moving pieces, man, and you fuck one up, you fuck all of it up. And they unfortunately they fucked up many things than just one thing. So that's hence why we got the shit that we got.
Yeah, it's kind of the reason why I kind of knew it was done as soon as I saw The Force Awakens. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be garbage. There you go. I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, yeah, I see exactly what this is. This is low effort shit because they know Star Wars fans will gobble it up. The majority of them, at least, they'll say, oh, it's the new Star Wars, we'll buy it all. But I kind of knew that it would come and bite them eventually, because if you keep doing that, you're just gonna ruin what Star Wars was. Then people aren't gonna buy your shit. And I was right. Yeah. I love being proven right.
Let me scroll back up real quick because there was a comment made by Mr. Grandmaster Chris. He said it might have been best to just stop producing more stories and just sell merch. You know, that also too, like, and if we're going into like the idea of just continuing the merch line, are we saying that like, oh, like we were going to get, like, obviously LucasArts was in production of multiple video games, that all the canceled footage that we've seen, like how the Nintendo Wii version of Battlefront 3 got leaked somehow. I thought that was insane.
Oh yeah, it was found at like some like garbage disposal thing, and someone was like observant enough to like, hey, what's this? I'll buy this and I'll see what's on it. It was that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is so fucking lucky. I'm glad that actually happened. Like,
all right, Pause.
That
Thanks for being in here, Pause. Appreciate it. Catch you next time.
Yeah, see ya, Pause. Yeah,
bedtime for Pause.
He needs to go to the bedtisms, get some sleepy-tisms.
But yeah, I feel that we would have kept getting games, and you know, this man, dude, I hate the I hate bringing up like Batman quotes or like the dark stuff from the Dark Knight. Like, you know, what is it? You die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So at some point, you know, it's just like I view like music artists that way. Like there's certain guys still putting out albums to this day that I think they should have stopped about like 10, 15 years ago during their hype. Eminem? No. I was talking more along the lines of like, because I'm one of those purveyors that rock and roll is dead. So like there's a lot of bands that should have stopped. There's a lot of rock bands that definitely should have stopped producing music. But regardless, yeah, like at one point would we have been seeing Star Wars just become an old cracked shell of its former self to where we hardly recognize it. At some point, Star Wars, the journey of Star Wars would have to end. Yes, exactly. But
it's time for the Jedi to end, as Jake Skywalker would say.
Fuck you. You did that last time with your fucking Rose Tico quote, and you got it again this time with another one. Fuck off.
He does it all the time.
I know he's notorious for that. I'm actually happy that he hopped in the stream tonight so he could be exposed for that again. So anyway,
hold on. But like becoming a shell of what it once was, like that's basically what's happening now.
But yeah, dude, but this is like more of like a parading around the dead corpse and acting like it's still like the original thing, or they're trying to pass it off as like
I think it's actually benefited the expanded universe. Because
for sure, definitely,
without it, it would have been like this like old thing that is sticking around. It's like, yeah, maybe it should have ended. But now it's like we have the expanded universe and we don't have to listen to this Disney shit and like
Yeah.
you can compare it to Disney, and you can see how just superior it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're not like taking into the account all of the fake lore direction that you get from other YouTubers and stuff that aren't pushing the EU, we definitely have had a lot of people convert and come to the expanded universe because they cannot simply stand the drivel and the mess slop that is the Disney canon. And yeah, I'm definitely thankful that there's people that have been coming to it, but we need more people to recognize like what was and what was there, because there's too many people throwing around the term legends and just accepting it as a term in their vocabulary as a Star Wars fan, and I have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's not good. One thing I'd
Are
like
you-
to say is that the whole you know how it's like, no, what would happen? Like, how would you see Star Wars die? Say Disney didn't buy it, it just kept on going. Essentially, what I think would have to be done is just like you just do the adaptations of your key stories, your Old Republic stuff, your post Return of the Jedi stuff. Probably wouldn't touch the Vong. I'd probably just keep it as that. I wouldn't adapt
Right.
that. I think the general audience wouldn't be too like, they kind of just want the, like what they see at the end of Return of the Jedi. The Empire's probably still a bit of them left. Get rid of them, then the story ends there at that point. That's what the
Yeah.
general audience would probably want. Obviously, you'll keep that as canon for like the continuity wise, but you wouldn't like adapt that. But then, as far as going back, you'd do your Old Republic, you do that, and then obviously you'd have stuff in the middle, unique stuff, new stuff, and like you do that sort in the middle. And then by the time you get to the end, you might do a couple of TV shows to flesh out some stuff or whatever, things that people would find interesting. Once you've done that, you kind of just let the franchise stay as that. You'd just end it there. And as far as like what you do after, you just invest into something new, create a new franchise or go into new things. I'd probably invest into horror films because that's always an easy place to go, and it always and you can
Oh yeah,
spend
horror is
absolutely
great.
dirt cheap on it, and you can make tons of money off it. Just look at the Terrifier films; they were made for pretty dirt cheap at the start, and there you go. Look at them now, popular as fuck. And no purist loves them. I do too. I think they're pretty good. But yeah,
I think those films are just gruesome murder prawn.
pretty much.
Yeah, they suck. They're terrible. But
They're
I mean,
great,
I've
but-
only seen the first one, and I just remember that woman getting split in half. But I
Yeah,
think that was the first one. But anyway,
Yeah.
back to Star Wars.
yeah.
I feel like it isn't really something that can be like the MCU, where you have all these different movies and all these different shows set in all these different places. Like, you
No.
kind of need like the games, the books, and the comics. Like, that's what it is.
Right.
Then like the main films are the ones that George made. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. But I'm just
And
talking
like
about the
if you were to like, yeah, but like the general public, I think they would appreciate if you made the new Jedi Order books into films. But I feel like it's probably a little too long. So you probably couldn't really do that. You could easily just do like, what I would have done is whatever after the, what the fuck is it called? Star Wars Legacy? Not Star Wars, like
Yeah.
Legacy of the Force.
Yes.
Just continue that story, but in the films. And like, if anyone wants the backstory on that stuff, you just say, well, we have all these novels for you to read if you want.
Yeah.
Instead
I think
of
that's a
like,
good direction.
yeah, and then you could just jump ahead or jump back, and you could do whatever you wanted, but like it requires a little bit of creativity,
Yeah.
which is something no one at Disney have.
So one idea that like I would have loved to see, and I might be dabbling in this kind of concept for something later down the line, but like I'm talking like 1,000 years, right? Like 1,000-year jump or 1,000-year leap into like the future, right? And we're talking like Jedi and Sith are almost like forgotten about in a way.
Just like in
And,
The
like,
Force
just,
Awakens,
this
where
just,
it's like Luke Skywalker was a myth.
Yeah, but no, this
How
is
long
like
has it been?
I'm talking about like this is like for people that are force sensitive or scarce.
Or you could have it be like the Jedi and the Sith as a concept are kind of not that common, and people who have the Force are referred to as something else. So they have like other ways of practicing their abilities and doing other shit with it.
Yeah. I
Where
feel
it's like,
that's Go ahead.
oh, I was just because I've had this same like idea as well, and like, what would you call it if you wanted like you would have your own, you make your own like new group of Force users,
The
and you call it
thread.
something else.
Yeah, like you could
And
dabble
that,
into
and
like
that-
creating
yeah,
like official
like
cults, like
yeah, if the witches from the Acolyte was set like 1,000 years in the future, and it was like a completely different fucking thing, it's like, oh yeah, they're seeing it in a different way, but because it's like it's the same as the Force, but and they're hanging around with Jedi, but they're like, this is the thread, but it's like, what are you talking about? It's obviously not
yeah.
whatever you think it is.
No, that's like that's yeah, the thread shits. That's fucking stupid. But
And then
like
you can have people who dabble in the dark side as like almost like evil cultists, wizards, or necromancers or
like
something.
like
Like dark
imagine like
wizards.
exact that's perfect example. That's exactly what I was just about to say. Like imagine a future where these people that have they're wielding the Force, and like it's considered now to be like a point where it's almost classified as like dark magic mystic powers, and there's no lightsabers. Like there's no like the art of creating or building lightsabers got lost in time. You know what I mean? Like what? Like I think
Yeah.
that might be interesting.
Yeah, but the thing about that is, how do you think the general public's going to respond to the fact that there's the lightsabers that everyone's like, oh, I love the lightsaber duels in the movies? So do you think the general audience
it would
accept
eventually build to that? Like it would be like
but like,
almost like a
You know
climax
what? I
moment
actually
of, like,
had this
someone.
idea. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Oh, I was just gonna wrap that saying like you get to like the climax of like a particular moment in the story where someone fuck off, and someone like finds instructions or like lightsaber instructions, and they're like, what is this, like an ancient weapon? And they're like, well, yeah, like I what society or what culture created this? And they're like, I don't know, it's very old though. And then they like build it, and they're like, what is this? And they're like, oh, this is power. Like this is something that someone with power can wield, because you have to be like a Force sensitive person to really truly wield a lightsaber correctly. I imagine
there is a way to work that, like, because something that I have always been a fan of, and I'm kind of like, Disney have never used this, is like the idea of special kyber crystals giving you special Force abilities. So like, I'm pretty sure there are kyber crystals on Hoth that allow you to like shoot blue flames. I'm pretty sure that's in the expanded universe and not Disney yet. But if that's in Disney, I'll kill myself. But I mean, I'll in Minecraft.
Minecraft.
But like, and there's like similar stuff on Mustafar, where it's like you put the kyber crystal in your saber, and it's like so hot, it's almost like lava, and you could set someone on fire by cutting them or whatever. But imagine if like it's thousands of years in the future, and you have the Force, and you get a hold of these magic crystals, and they give you extra abilities.
Yeah,
like you can shoot flames, and then you find like these instructions of how to put the crystal into a saber, and like
to harness the crystal and into a weapon, into a blade. Dude, look at that, guys. Fans coming up with better ideas.
Oh god, it's like such a low bar. Like probably Star Wars Theories probably said one thing in his lifetime that was more intelligent than Disney Star Wars. It's like,
like the kyber crystals. The kyber crystals are what I'm talking about. Like there are special ones in special locations that kind of do different things. I mean, like even the normal kyber crystals, like from different places, they do have like a certain different like thing that they have an effect on.
Yeah, like I'm just spitballing here. Like you could say you find like a special kyber crystal on, let's say, Kashyyyk, however you pronounce
Excuse me?
however you
Fuck
pronounce
you say.
What the fuck?
Actually,
well, there's in lore and different stuff, people have pronounced Kashyyyk or Kashyyyk. So
stop trying to cope and seethe. We know
Anyway,
you got it wrong.
Anyway.
so let's say you find a kyber crystal on Kashyyyk, and it's like it gives you the ability to not really need to use the force to like read someone's mind, or like you have the extra push to like influence the person out, like almost like how like Bastila had battle meditation. Like we can like say like a crystal like gives you just an extra push or an extra jolt that you don't really need to exert your own physical force to produce the power per se. Like that, I feel like something like that would be cool.
Yeah, like instead of lightsabers, it could be you have the Force, and also certain people have found special kyber crystals that give them special, unique abilities, and then that leads to people having special, unique sabers.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there's one where like it can infect you, or it's like the crystal can infect you, and it's sort of like you're an undead person.
Like like an infectious aura.
Yeah, and it's like I think it's like you're undead. So I imagine like you could put that into a lightsaber, you could just have an army of zombies. I don't know if that is. I don't know, man.
Lightsaber AIDS, my favorite.
Fuck.
But I think again, this is
AIDS to someone via lightsaber.
There is space AIDS. There is space AIDS in Star Wars.
Nah,
that's a thing. I know a rare but highly lethal disease. Hold on. I might be. Yeah, space AIDS is a rare disease that can be found throughout the galaxy if untreated. Unless this is not real.
Check your sources.
I think you know what? I think I'm just retarded, but I wanted to say like Skeleton Crew gave me space AIDS in my Skeleton Crew video, but I was like, we're talking about kids, so I don't really want to talk about having AIDS.
Maybe you could say the Brutus character gave you space AIDS.
Brutus gave me wolf AIDS. Dave Filoni
AIDS.
I got wolf chlamydia.
Oh yeah, and Brutus gets killed in the latest episode. He gets shot by.
Oh, that's something I actually have to present as well. Because I'll just present.
Yeah, perfect segue. Keely's got something lined up for us real quick. God.
Look at this
you
shit.
son of you bastard.
That is hilarious, dude. That is crazy.
I have to be prepared for the
What's
worst.
so funny to me
What
is
the
that the
fuck is
rope
wrong
on the
with
little
these
Lego
people?
dude doesn't even fit his neck, so he's just gonna fall from the little thing they put him on.
That is hilarious.
What is wrong with these people?
That is the comedic timing on that was great.
Well, see, he's just gonna fall straight off. It's not gonna hang.
Holy shit! What a fucking. That is so weird.
What the
It's
fuck?
like a fucking like satanic ritual going on with the candle. What's going on?
That was the photo of all night tonight.
Oh, there's this one as well. Oh god, this one's pretty bad too. You know the Brutus beat off person like Cam or whatever there is.
Yeah, Cam.
Yeah.
Your mate.
Fly high.
With the broken heart emoji. Oh my god.
Hell yeah, dude.
I can't get his 6 inches in my ass anymore. It's so fucking pathetic.
What the fuck?
You know what? The pirates in this show, they're too piratey. They're too piratey.
They're too yo-ho.
They were literally like, it's the pirates code, and like they're doing all this like Caribbean, like Pirates of the Caribbean shit.
What?
And I was like, this is gay.
Dude, you know what's on too?
gay.
Keely, click on the image to make it a little bit bigger if you can of this fucking wolf man. Like, dude, the placement of like the blasters across on the what? There's a word for it. There's a word for what.
Ballastier or whatever. Bandolier.
Bandolier. Yeah. Thank you. The band like that looks like exact like they just ripped that from.
Yeah, but like the point of a pirate having that is because you need to. It's like one shot and then you're gonna reload. But these
Yeah,
are
yeah,
blasters.
quick.
Like you don't need multiple blasters. You
Yeah,
need,
some
like,
of these-
you can have like a couple.
Yeah, some of these blasters don't have the
It's
ammo
like
issue.
they gave him the pirate aesthetic without thinking about the logistics of why would he even have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, there's something I want to point out. I saw this in like a little picture of Skeleton Crew. I'll see if I could actually know. I don't know. I don't think I could find the image. But one of the like pirate guys in Skeleton Crew literally has a Lee Enfield rifle with one modification on the front and like a little thing on the side, and that's it. They didn't even bother to
Does
make
he
it
really?
Star Wars. Yeah, it's literally just a Lee Enfield. They didn't even bother to remove the magazine either. It's literally just a Lee Enfield rifle, little bit on the bottom, and like something else there on the barrel. That's it. They didn't even
Oh my
try.
gosh. Can you find a photo of that?
I'll try and find it. It was on, I think, Scripture had an image of it on his review. I'll go have a look at it, see if he's.
Oh,
got
yeah.
that. Oh god, where is it? Let me find it.
Yeah, man. Just like, I was scrolling through because I check out some of the other, basically some of the fence riders and some of the other YouTubers that gave Skeleton Crew the watch time. And I think Echo Base Network changed their tune on this rather quickly already, didn't they?
Oh, here we go. Found it.
Okay,
Alright.
there we go. Saved by the Bell.
I'll stop screen there and I'll present it. But it looks really bad. You'll see it's very obvious. All right, there you go. Up there. Up in that, like the guy holding it up, like rifle right there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's just a
Wow.
perfectly Enfield rifle. There's like, I think because I was watching it on my TV and I was like, because you can see it obviously better on the TV than you can here. But there's only two modifications. There's like a slight metal thing that's there somewhere on the rifle, and then you have a little attachment at the top there. That's it. That's all they bothered to do.
That's
Looks
it.
fucking horrible.
This is right after he kills Brutus, by the way.
Yeah, this is after he kills Brutus.
And then
Oh,
that's
so
the
this-
planet. That's at Addon right there. But it's like it's like Exegol actually. It's like there's a green gas thing, but in there is the planet somewhere.
This
like
is
protects the
what this is
planet.
what ends up becoming the Sith cult. Is all.
But
the
it's the
people on
same. It's
planet.
the same thing as in what is it called? Jedi Survivor with Tanalor. That's exactly like Exegol, where you need like a special navigator thing to get through this weird like field that protects the planet.
You need the MacGuffin.
This is like the third time they've done this in Star Wars, in Disney Star Wars.
Oh, they can't help it, bro.
It's the third time. What's even funny to me is like this is meant to be like a group of pirates, right? How many humans are here? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6. Where's the aliens? Isn't like the majority of the like world in Star Wars? There's aliens. Humans like one
So
race.
they killed off the only alien representation in the crew.
True, but I mean, there's a few others. But in the expanded, I think in the Plagueis novel, he talks about how quickly like humans spread throughout the galaxy from the core, and I think a lot of it is due to like, I mean, he talks about it like they'll just do any job. They're willing to just do any job because he's like, I wouldn't do like certain work because I'm above that because I'm immune and I'm not like what a human is doing.
Yeah,
And
he's
and he's like, humans will just do anything. And like that's why they spread out so quickly, I guess. But I don't think anyone at Disney is even really thinking about like any of that. No one in the Outer Rim is speaking any alien languages. They're just speaking basic. You know, it's just like so like it's just worthless.
man.
Yeah, it's bad.
God.
I think I'd get rid of that now.
Yeah, thank you for showing me that atrocity.
At least you know we got like one show and nothing
I
else.
found another one. Oh my god, this one's horrible.
The
No
gift
more
that
Star
keeps
Wars
on
this year
giving.
after Andor.
They're waterboarding their Funko Pop.
What?
What a loser! Who the
What
fuck buys
the
Funko
fuck?
Pops anyway?
Waterboarding my Jod Funko Pop until he stops tormenting these children. You can tell this person is extremely fat by just their wrists and their hand.
Yeah. No, yeah, the sausage
God.
fingers.
Sawyerism alt account from this. She's a PR manager, of course she fucking is.
I don't think she actually is, buddy. She's Alex Summers' PR manager. That's just like
Oh,
that's a joke.
oh. Well, I'm retarded, you see.
Oh, she's a
we're
PR
all
manager. Like
retarded
what?
out here.
Because she's a PR manager.
Yeah. Careful.
Swagman, can I have a Jod Funko Pop to waterboard? That's an odd thing to say.
Yeah, Vex, you got you. Yeah, exactly, Vex. What the fuck? These people
are
need help,
fucking
man.
goofy.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say check her
These
account, see
trolls.
if she says how old she is.
All right, let's have a look then. I'll quickly get that one back up.
All right.
Shouldn't be too difficult, tisms. Oh yes. Good shoot.
If they're under the age of like 18, I'll let it go.
Yeah. Let's. I will let them survive.
If it doesn't say it in like the bio or anything, then forget it.
While Keely's looking for that, guys, if you haven't already and you're catching the replay, or if you're still hanging out in chat, be sure to subscribe to the co-hosts of the panel. I got the links in the chat going right now. We got
All
Narrow,
right, I've got it.
we got Narrow Dark's
Presenting
channel, and
tisms.
then we got Captain Keely as well, guys. Make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah, sub to me, or I don't know. Things will happen. I don't know what to say. Subscribe in the next 5 seconds, or Narrow Dark will be under your bed tonight. You
That's scary.
don't want that.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, you don't want that. All right, let's see. We got Black Lives Matter.
26.
Okay,
He/she.
let it
She,
fly, Narrow Dark.
26.
Let it fly, Narrow Dark.
Look, it's just a 26-year-old child, man.
She. What the?
Yeah, that's the profile.
Oh, that's Alex Summers. That's Alex Summers from
Yeah.
First Class. Oh, it's Havoc.
my
Yeah,
God.
X-Men. But anyway, Vex in chat. 3D printing. I am too poor to afford that, but if I were to get like a printer, I'd probably be 3D printing a bunch of like Warhammer minis and stuff.
Oh yeah, I got
Ooh.
blocked by her too.
Nice.
See that right there?
I have a guy local. Oh, you got blocked by them. That's fun. Fucking funny.
I always get
Um,
blocked because I say mean things and they get mad. I don't even say mean things, but you know.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, like you get a lot of
I have
resin
a
and stuff for Warhammer that you can 3D print. So, but a local guy, you got a 3D print guy.
Yeah, I have a guy over at the local comic shop. He does like little projects. He makes a lot of Star Wars little like busts and statues, all one color typically. Like he made me a Darth Vader, like it has like a basically a bust, so it like stops at like the chest and has the full on headpiece attached to it. It's pretty sick. It's all dark green. He hasn't really like mastered the art of like sanding shit down and painting it by hand, but I think he wants some other people to try to give that a go. But yeah, the 3D
Does he
printing
do it
shit
at
is
like
pretty-
his house or at the shop?
Yeah, he does it. He does it at his house. He owns 3 of them in his home personally.
SWA, the Warhammer show with like Henry Cavill, I'm pretty sure they're just trying to figure out what exactly they want to do. But because he's a big fan of Adeptus Custodia, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a human-centered thing about the Empire. I think it might be about the Horus Heresy or something. I don't know.
So for laymen like myself, I only know the surface level stuff of like
I'll just say
Warhammer, like
the
Space
origin
Marine.
of Space Marines.
Yeah.
like-
That's all I know about it. But I
Yeah.
do know that Henry Cavill like won't shut the fuck up about Warhammer because that's like one of his
He's a big
hobbies.
big nerd. And he used to be a little fat kid and called Fat Cavill, and he's like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
yeah.
Warhammer and I'll get bullied. And Russell Crowe
No,
gave me
yeah.
some
So
tips.
I know he's like
Uh,
really like he really nerds out about that, and I think he's a part of the project for that. If I'm not mistaken.
He is like, I don't know if I wouldn't say he fucking like owns the TV rights or anything, but he is involved. He's probably a
he's
big, like,
affiliated.
executive producer. He's probably going to star in it. He might play the Emperor. He might.
Ooh.
I don't know. The Emperor
That'd
of
be kinda cool.
Mankind. If it is about the Horus Heresy, he will probably be the Emperor.
So, the whole news about them adding female
I'm pretty
female
sure.
space marines or what is it exactly?
Female Space Marine. I think it is the female Space Marine. Someone else was talking to me about that, but like, I don't think that's gonna like really amount to anything, and it's
It's
not
not really
a
gonna
thing.
pan out.
At the same time, you already have like the Sisterhood of Battle, the Sisters
Yeah.
of Battle. So you don't
That's
really
already an
need.
established thing, right?
Yeah, you don't really need something else.
Yeah.
You know.
I just remember Warhammer fans making a big fuss about it when it's something like that was announced in the last like 4 or 5 months, I believe.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly what that is, but I don't think it really matters.
And really, Vex, you did some EU figures? Like, which ones, bro? Let us know.
Did
That
you have to
sounds-
pay for the mold or the sculpt? Because I know you can like download.
Yeah, you can like
Designs and
download the design onto
Yeah.
like a folder or file, and then you put it into the program that runs your device, and it just prints it out.
Shit, I might have to look into getting a 3D printer, but I know it's probably way too expensive to pay for all that plastic and shit.
Man, I know dudes that like butcher like already released figures in order to create custom ones, like EU ones.
Yeah, I've
and-
seen so many people do that.
Yeah,
like
that
that's
sounds
something
sick.
in like Warhammer. It's called like kit bashing. So you just like take a bunch of shit and then put it together and try and build something else. And that is something
Yeah.
I really wanted to do with my Marvel toys when I was a kid. I was like, I could totally turn this into something else. I remember painting like a Iron Man toy that I got, and it was just shit. It was absolute shit. But I was like, this is the coolest. I'm the fucking best.
Right, yeah, like you really hyped yourself up. Like I remember taking off I put a Spider-Man head onto a Punisher body, and I was just like, "Oh, Spider-Man's gone bad," and then just mow down everybody like the Green Goblin and everybody.
Oh
Dude.
god, I think the most heinous one. There was this really valuable like 08 Clone Wars figure, like some Lego figure or whatever. Someone like did a custom. Some kid or whatever had it. Because obviously you have kids bringing their like showing off their Legos or whatever whenever you went to their house or whatever. He had some like really expensive one that's valuable as fuck now. He had completely like colored the face on and all these different things and modified it. I was like, God. Like later on, I was like, oh God, he did that. God.
So I
Do you
never went.
guys-
I went. Go ahead, Nero.
Do you guys know who Century Productions is?
I do not.
Okay, really old channel. I don't know if he's still making videos, but he used to review like toys. He was like one of those guys who was like, here's this new Spider-Man figure, and it's like he's got 2 points of articulation at the knee, and he would do all this shit. And dude, there's a timeline out there where I made YouTube videos reviewing toys. That's something I wanted. Like these figures, what we're looking at right now, like these like Transformers, dude. I was obsessed with Transformers. I wanted them all, and I wanted to like make videos about them and like
Right.
review the toys and shit. Absolutely fucking degenerate shit. But
So SWA mentioned something about Lego Grievous's hands. So that's what I did. I didn't do like custom action figures, but I made myself like a custom Lego figure of Darth Nihilus from KOTOR 2.
KOTOR, yeah.
And
I
with
actually
the,
had one of those too. Like
the
it's
method that
like a
I went.
custom one.
You're what?
I made a custom one as well when I was younger, actually.
Yeah,
I thought that
so
was
the method
best.
of me, what I did was I just got like the black robes from the Return of the Jedi Luke, and then the black cape, black hood, or no, yeah, black hood. But what I did was I got a blank black Lego head, and I got a really tiny small piece of paper, and I drew Nihilus's face, and then like with Sharpie, pinpoint like fine point Sharpies, I like made out like the little markings of like his mask, the little red streaks on the white mask, and then I used tape and I taped it to the Lego head, and then I shoved it into the hood and then put it on the body, and I could never take the head out of the hood piece, so he was permanently Nihilus from that point on. And I don't know what I did with that figure. He got lost in time during a move or two
Yeah, I think that's
back in the
the
day.
same thing.
But man, oh Vex, don't tempt me with a good time. That sounds sick.
This Transformer figure, for some reason, I don't know why they did this, but this is the only merchandise of Captain Keeley they ever made. It's literally just a
Is it
Transformer.
really?
He turns into an ATTE for some reason.
What the? Are you sure
never-
that's
he
the
never-
only?
That's
Keeley,
the only one.
like,
Yeah, this,
are you
this is the
sure?
only
He never
one.
got like a
Only figure of
regular
this
action
character that ever
figure.
released.
Yeah, like none of like those little like old little toys you could get. Those
No,
little
no,
baby
for this
ones.
character,
Nothing?
for Captain Keeley, nothing. It's literally just this one random Transformer. He just turns into an ATT.
That's weird. They did a lot of these for like Marvel as well, like Marvel heroes, where like Spider-Man turns into a fucking bike. These toys are always weird.
Imagine you're some separatist like fighting some clone where they turns into a fucking ATT. And you're like, holy shit.
This is something that you would find in Warhammer, where it's like a massive dude turns into like a tank. That sounds crazy.
What is?
He's got it. Kind of looks like Megatron with the gun arm.
Yeah, he's just a fucking.
Yeah, he does.
Oh god. There's like another image of him. No, there's the thing where he's just.
You know what you could do is get those. I think it's hold on, those minis. I want to say it's like Star Wars. I want to say it's like Star Wars Legacy or something like that, like that tabletop game where like you have the minis.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
Like
sure what it's
the-
called.
the-
Shatterpoint. Sorry, it's called Shatterpoint. I knew it was like
Okay.
some other like. They took the name from the expanded universe, but it is like the Shatterpoint game. And you can get clone figures. You could probably get one and then paint it like Captain Keeley. Like
Yeah,
they're
I
like
think
200,
like,
300
I've seen-
bucks in Australia. So
there
Yeah,
was
I've
like
seen,
a
like-
lot of those that were like plain basic, like all white. They were all painted like white or base white, and then you had the option if you wanted to like design and paint them your own way if you wanted to.
I think because I've got some like Shore Troopers and Death Troopers, which I tried to paint, but I fucking suck. So they're in my closet. But yeah, like you can just. I think it would be pretty easy to just make a Captain Keeley one out of like Rex or something.
Yeah, there's like probably because I've got a couple. There's like it's really easy because his markings are really simple, but they're pretty neat. So yeah, like
Yeah.
where's the I'll get rid of that. Yeah, but the whole because there's tons of people that make like custom ones online. I've seen tons of people do it. It's pretty easy. I'll probably eventually get to it one day and do it myself.
Look, Captain Keeley is
Okay,
in the
X.
Clone Wars. Yeah, they're all gray.
and you
They're
can
all
paint
gray.
them. Yeah,
so
yes.
you paint them like you could paint them white and then put some weathering on there. It's like, oh, it's like a regular clone trooper now.
Dude, I think it's so fucking cool when they do like the glue on the stand and then they dip it in the dirt and make it. Oh, that shit looks so cool. Like make it authentically look like they're like
Yeah, like
walking across terrain.
that is something I've never done with any of my miniatures. But I've thought about just going outside and picking up some fucking dirt. That's literally how you could do it. You would have to like microwave it to kill all the bugs and shit and
Yeah.
like clean it. But yeah, you just put like PVA glue or whatever and you just dip it in and then maybe paint some more glue over it and then base it and then like paint it a different color to match whatever.
Yeah, I went down like a rabbit hole. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
like
I'm not into the hobby.
Basing is like a whole it's a whole thing that you can like explore how to do like different things with it.
Oh yeah, bro. I like
never
went on
done it.
I went like down a rabbit hole of like watching this one guy. He did like different colored sand for the bases of some of his ones, like black and red sand mixed in like a swirl kind of pattern. It's so neat. All right, SWA, thank you so much for
Oh yeah, here we
hopping
go.
in tonight, man.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be wrapping it up soon, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping
I
up.
found
soon.
one of
That
those
really
like
shows us
custom paint
this.
jobs you guys were talking about. There's one.
There we go. Let's see.
There you go. Someone did it.
Oh,
I'm assuming
okay.
this is a Rex mold that someone just went ahead and repainted. It's simple, looks good enough. And somebody made, God, I don't know, fucking hell, but I don't know. It's like, I don't know who this is in the costume. It was on X, but yeah, here it is right there. Someone made a fucking costume out of it. Like, I don't know how people go ahead and do all this. Like, that's some talent that I certainly don't have.
That's pretty impressive. That's a cosplay outfit.
Yeah, cosplay outfit.
Sick.
I could never do that. I could
Yeah,
never
I
make
don't know
that.
how people do that. Like that kind of creativity and talent, that's insane.
I
Yeah.
could never do that myself. I'd have to hire someone to do it.
Yeah, again, like, you know, I keep referencing local comic store, but the guy, one of my buddies that is a regular as well as at the comic shop, he's my friend that's part of the 501st Legion, the guys that cosplay as clone troopers and stormtroopers and what have you. And those guys, man, I've gone to like a couple of their meetings, and they just like sit there and they're just like trading like methods, the secrets, and like the ways that they put their uniforms and their armor sets together. Like not all of them use the same kind of method, so it's kind of neat to see how they make it happen, man. It's pretty cool stuff. I wish I could have the time to get into something like that.
Yeah. So it'd be expensive to do though.
Oh, of course, definitely. Yeah, like referring back to the 3D printing shit, there's guys that 3D print their entire set of armor and then just chip away at it by like painting it and cutting and carving different things.
Yeah, like sandpaper and like getting rid of all the grooves and stuff. Like,
hey, there's Scran. How's it going, man?
We're about to wrap up, Scran.
We're literally about to wrap up.
I'm sweating like a whore in church right now. I'm like so hot in this room.
Yeah, man, it's getting pretty late over here in the States where I'm at. So, but good to see you, brother. Good to see you, Scran. Hope you can catch the replay. We actually referenced you earlier in the show, brother. So
yeah, you'll like that.
Good to see you, man. And then
yes.
Vex, my printer can only do small objects, but it can do insane detail. My buddy has one that can print masks and shit. That's sick, bro. That's very cool. Yeah, Vex, you follow me on X, bro. Send me some, if you're comfortable and all that, if you don't mind, send me some photos of some of the stuff that you put together, bro. I'd love to check it out. Sounds sick. But yeah, man. All right. I think we can go ahead and probably call it a wrap for this evening, morning, wherever you guys are in the world. This was the first episode of the Unlimited Tirade stream, show, podcast, whatever you want to classify it as, with co-host Captain Keeley and apparently Narrow Dark. We got Narrow Dark in here for the first episode, so
yeah, and if you guys want me there for next time, I'll be there, but I might not be able to show up every time. I just happen to like finish work.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. We caught you at the opportune moment.
We don't care.
So
whenever you're available, we'll drag you here, I guess.
Yeah, cool. I'll find you and drag you out of the cave.
Tirade us.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, and shout out to all the chat. Appreciate you guys hopping in to check out the show tonight. If you guys are catching the replay, be sure to like the video, leave a comment down below if you guys heard something in the conversation that you want to maybe contribute to something like that. You're always welcome to do so. As we all say, man, we're here for George Lucas Star Wars, and we also love different things, so we're definitely down to talk about many other things in the pop culture space. But yeah, appreciate Captain Keeley hopping on with me. Appreciate Narrow Dark. You guys got anything cooking up for the weekend? Anything you guys want anybody to know about before we call it a close?
Nothing much really for me. I'm not doing particularly much really. Maybe I'll do a gaming stream, but yeah, nothing much from me at the.
Ooh, what game are you thinking?
Oh god. Probably more Hitman, because I've found some more absurd mods that because like I was playing with, like, because usually I play like for Hitman I play with serious mods or ones that benefit the game, you know.
Right.
Because I like to play that game pretty competitively because I'm very good at it. Like the speed running like part of that, I'm very good at doing that. But as far as like absurd mods, I found some really bad ones, so I wanted to put them on and see how that goes.
Hell yeah, brother. Look forward to that. Narrow Dark.
Yeah, probably gonna put out some more Star Wars Legacy vids tomorrow, and maybe I'll make a video on Empire Strikes Back. I've already rewatched it and got some notes, so maybe I'll get around to that.
Yeah, and guys, again, like I said, I did it earlier in the stream, but I am plugging the guys' channels right now into the chat. And if you guys are catching the replay, if you guys are watching the live chat replies, definitely check out the co-hosts' channels, man. Go show them some support. Give them a subscription if you can. Tell them Decrepit sent you. But yeah, man. So we'll go ahead and call that. This has been the first episode. Thank you so much for being here. May the force be with you all, and go fuck yourself.